Yes, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Welcome back to Football Heritage TV. It is match day, but before we do that, let's just say thoughts and prayers today go out to all those affected by the events in the last few hours at Bondi Beach in Australia. I won't go into too much detail. I'm sure you've all seen it, but thoughts and prayers go out to anyone involved and the families involved. Another stark reminder that life is too short and that the world needs to fix up and stop all the hate. Stop the hate. So yeah, I'm sure you'll all agree with me that our heart goes out to all of those people involved directly and indirectly, and the communities as well. Happy Sunday to you all. It is match day. We are an hour and 20 minutes away from kickoff. Look. Tottenham away at Nottingham Forest. I don't think this is as easy as many people have made out. I think a lot of people are going, oh, we'll just smash them. They've lost 2 in 10. Tony Mowbray. I was about to say Tony Mowbray. Sean Dyche, rather, Tony Mowbray. Sean Dyche has made them harder to beat, more organised. I know they got battered by Everton away, but at home, harder to beat. I think this is going to be a tough game, and I think this is going to be won or lost in the midfield. I really believe that. My worry, by the way, because someone posts something, there's not many, my comments aren't coming through for some reason. Could somebody just post in like hello or savva or type whatever word comes in? It's some of the comments don't seem to be coming through, and then they're coming through in bulk. So look, I feel like this is going to be a really tough game that's going to be won or lost in midfield. Thank you, Ben Cordes. Hello. Yes. Okay. Chat is working. My concern is the midfield area in terms of our strength. Is there going to be enough strength in there against Nottingham Forests? Now, I don't know the midfield, but I'm guessing Forests will be Anderson, Gibbs White, and either Douglas Luiz or Sangare. So it will be quite powerful. My worry is if we play an Archie Gray in there, is there enough physicality? I'm not sure. We'll wait and see. If he goes with that team, then you trust him. He goes with that team. I do worry. I think you guys all know by now, right, that I really, really do worry about our midfield. I genuinely don't think it's good enough to control games. But we will see what happens. The team news will be out in about 4 to 5 minutes. We got loads to talk about before that, haven't we? Thomas Frank has been making the news with his press conference about demanding players, saying, yeah, we are in the market. Not many of our managers say that. Many of our managers say, oh, we'll see what happens. He has said, we will be active in the market, and we don't want to wait until the 31st. We want players through the door early. We'll talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about the team news. Matt Wells has left the Tottenham building as well, so we'll talk about that. It's all happening, isn't it? It's all happening. Brennan Johnson apparently wanted by Crystal Palace. I don't know how true these things are. We'll have a little chat about it. Apparently they want a new wide forward. I'm all over that. I don't care if you have to take a hit on him. 25, 30 million, get him out the door. Let's start getting better in the door. We want more. Somebody summed it up to me yesterday. My man Ash, I don't know if he's in the chat, but my man Ash, he said, we need more Kudus level players. And I think that's it. It doesn't have to be the world-class players because they're not going to join us. But for me, we need more players at that ilk of a Mohamed Kudus. Because when you watch him play compared to a lot of the other players, you realise that that's a player levels above. So, listen, I don't know what's going to happen with Brennan Johnson. Rumours that Mickey van der Ven won't sign a contract. I don't know. I don't know if it's true. It's all happening, isn't it? And we are 16 days away. We are 16 days away from the transfer window. Sorry, 16. My maths is terrible. 17 days away from the transfer window opening. 17 days away. I'm also going to be talking to you in a minute about loads to talk about today. Going to talk to you about the homeless food and clothes charity drive that we're going to have going on next Monday, not tomorrow, the Monday after in London, if anyone is in London. So lots to talk about between now and kickoff, which is an hour and 17 minutes away. Team news in 2 minutes. Other than that, how are we all? Has everyone had a nice weekend? And what team are you expecting? What team do you want to see? What team are you expecting? We're going to find out in 2 to 3 minutes when Spurs official announce the team. I am fully expecting not a lot of change. I am fully expecting Vicario in goal, Porro, Romero, Van der Ven and Spence. I am expecting either Paulinho and Bentancur, either Bergvall or Gray, and then I'm expecting Kudus, Simmons, Odegaard and Richarlison. Maybe Tell, who I thought was much more impressive midweek than Odegaard. So we'll see. We'll see, right? Listen, again, I think, will he go for Archie Gray in the middle? Maybe. See a few of you talking about it in the chat. Maybe. I'm not sure. Yes, sorry, Mawani. Yes, sorry, Mawani, Richie, Kudus, Xavi. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing there. Sorry. I completely forgot that Randall Kola Mawani was at Spurs for about 30 seconds. Apologies, people. Apologies. Yeah, look, I always worry when we're playing against these teams with strong midfields. I worry. And that is why I think generally when we play against these teams with more physical midfields, he's gone with Paulinho and Bentancur. People get upset and go, oh, but they don't pass it forward. But if you actually look at a heat map of the last 2 games, neither does Archie Gray. So, look, I don't know. I feel that this is going to be, I feel like this is going to be won or lost in there. Now, we know that Sean Dyche likes to go a bit direct. We know that Frank doesn't mind going direct. Maybe a game where the midfields are bypassed. But it does worry me because midfield battles are absolutely everything. And if you look at a lot of the big teams around us, they're powerful in the midfield and we are not. I don't know what has happened there. Please ignore me for 1 second. I have no idea what has just happened there. So bear with me 1 second. Bear with me 1 second. I don't know what happened there. Bear with me. Let me just sort this out. What is going on? Why on earth is that happening? Sorry, bear with me 1 second. So it's Nottingham Forest are playing, aren't they? Nottingham Forest, I don't know what's gone on there. And hopefully by the time I've done this, the Spurs team is out. Nottingham Forest are at home. And then Tottenham Hotspur away. God knows what happened there. My computer decided to reboot itself on this app. There we go. Let's have a look. Has that worked? No. Let's try that. Has that worked? Yeah, kind of. There we go. Is that work? There we go. We're back. I don't know what happened there. The team lineups. I think they're out. Let's have a look. What has Thomas Frank gone for today? He has gone for Vicario in goal. He has gone for Pedro Porro at right back, Romero and Van der Ven at centre back, Jed Spence at left back. A midfield of Gray and Bentancur with Mawani left, Richarlison through the middle, Kudus right, and Xavi in the 10. So you would say that Frank has worked out his team, hasn't he? It is Archie Gray to start again. Xavi Simmons starts his 3rd game in a row. The bench is Kinski, Danso, Paulinho, Tell, Bergvall, Johnson, Odegaard, Sarr and Davis. Is a really weak bench for me. Other than Danso and Paulinho, I think it's a really weak bench, but that's what we've got. They are the players we've got. So for anyone asking, again, the team is Vicario in goal, Porro right back, Romero, Van der Ven, and Jed Spence. Midfield will be Bentancur with Archie Gray. Kudus to the right. Xavi Simons in the 10, probably dropping in and helping out that midfield with Kolo Muani, you would guess, on the left, and Richarlison through the middle. Now, I think it's the 11 we picked. Well, I say it's the 11 I picked. And the only question mark for me was, is it going to be a Bergvall? Is it going to be a Gray? Is it going to be Paulinho? And he's gone for Gray again. He's put his faith back in Archie Gray. So this is going to be interesting to see. Let's see. Can Gray cope with the physicality in midfield? Let's see. I worry. I thought against Brentford, I saw a number of times where when he was pressured on the ball, he looked poor. But we're going to see. We're going to see. Other than that, let's be fair, Frank. And this is why I said to everybody that panicked, oh my God, Frank's chopping and changing. Frank looks like now he's tried things. He's looked at different formations, different patterns. He's looked at different partnerships and seems to have settled now on what you would suggest would be his favoured 11. Now, of course, you're going to have games where you've got to change it up playing in Europe, but it looks like absolutely continuity, as I said. Yeah, continuity. We'll see what your midfield. What do you mean, Wolfie? What do you mean? You can see it. Gray and Bentancur in our midfield, mate. I worry, but I worry whatever midfield we put out, Wolfie. As you know, I've said to you and others loads of times, I worry about our midfield massively. I don't think we've got strong midfielders, but it is what it is. I don't know if the starting 11 is out. Yes, it is. Thank you, Ash. Ash, my man, Ash has sent me the Forest team. John Victor in goal. Am I reading that right? John Victor in goal. It looks like a back four of Williams, Murillo, Milenkovic, and Savona. A midfield three of Sangare, Anderson, and Gibbs-White, with Hutchinson, Hudson-Odoi, and Igor Jesus up front. So it is the powerful midfield of players like Gibbs-White and Sangare. Let's have a look. This is going to be really interesting, a really interesting matchup today. Looks like Forest of Wolfie. If you want to pop on, Wolfie, message me if you want to pop on. I'm sure you're doing your own watch-along. If you want to pop on for a second and tell us about some of these players, whatever, feel free. Absolutely. He said here that Matt Sells is injured, his groin. I feel like, is one of your fullbacks missing? I feel like one of your fullbacks is missing. I can't think off the top of my head who. So I think this is going to be, yeah, all right. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I thought you would be. Mate. Big up to you. Enjoy your watch along. I feel like there's no real surprises here, right? I don't think that any Spurs fan right now can go, oh my God, what are we doing? This is what he seems to have settled on. People wanted Archie Gray to get a run of games. He's getting a run of games. People wanted Simons in the 10. They wanted Muani and Richie and Kudus. That's the best back four we've got and the best goalkeeper we've got. I don't think there's any drama. Is there enough power in there against Forest? Now, we could rock up here to win 4-0. I don't think we will, right? I don't think we will, but we could. Or we could be bullied by a Nottingham Forest team. Now, I don't know. Just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there. We're just over an hour until kickoff. I'm really intrigued about this game, to be honest. I'll tell you what, guys. I'm going to say something. This might be a little bit controversial. I'm watching AC Milan play right now on the telly box. Just there on the telly box, watching AC Milan play. And I've been really, really impressed with Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I am looking at Ruben Loftus-Cheek and going, on the ball, his passing, his tackling, and his driving of the ball, powerful. Now, I'm not saying Ruben Loftus-Cheek per se, but we need that. We need that guy. We need that profile of footballer in our midfield. He is powerful, strong. He's brushing players off for fun. Just putting that out there. He's playing really well today. Got an assist. I'm not bothered that he got an assist, but looks really strong. Look, he's on the ball now, really strong on the ball. Guys, what do we make of the team? Is anyone unhappy? Like, basically, I'm asking, where's Marios and Matt? Are they unhappy? Are they unhappy today? Marios, come on and tell us. Are you unhappy? Mate, it will probably be Colin Mawani off the left, mate, and Richie through the middle. That's what he's been doing lately. And Mawani is the better footballer, so it makes more sense. It'll be Mawani coming off the left and Richarlison through the middle. Big up as well, by the way. Aussie Frank Lover said donating this $20 to help out wherever it can be used for the cause. I'll talk about that in a minute. So thank you very much, Aussie Frank Lover. So well done, mate. Happy to help, even though I can't be there, trying to help in some way. Big up to you. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. I'll talk a bit more about that in a minute. So thank you so much. Really appreciate you, my man. And then Paul Langley's coming and said, I can't make the drive, but please accept this as a donation for the homeless. Thank you, Paul. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. So thank you so much, Paul. Thank you, Aussie Frank Lover. Some very generous people out there. Guys, who is not happy? I need to get this in before the game starts, because we know what you like. Us YouTubers, we know what you like. Wolfie, you'll back me up on this one. We know what these fans are like. What they say before the game and then what they say during the game is wildly different. Wildly different. Yes, he's a similar profile. I mean, he's not as good, but yes, a similar profile of footballer. Absolutely. Strong, physical, rides the tackles, drives with the ball, turns with the ball. I like him as a player. Big up to Danny Kariaku. How you doing, my man? I'm very happy your team selection. Listen, we don't have a lot else. If we're going to be honest, I mean, I'll ask this then. As an opposing fan, Wolfie, what would you have not wanted to see? Who in midfield do you think we could have played that you would have not wanted to play against? Because I don't think we've really got a lot. I mean, other than Paulinho, and what he seems to be doing at the moment is rotating Paulinho and Bentancur. And that's what our fans wanted, right? So he's kind of done what everyone wanted. He's worked it out. He's figured out himself. Spurs Andrew said, took you less than 2 minutes to start on Archie Gray. I haven't started on Archie Gray in any way, shape or form. It's a big opportunity for him to show what he's about against a very strong midfield. It's a very big game for him. Let's see. No one has started on him. So come on, let's not troll. Can we at least get more than 20 minutes into the show before we get trolls? Marios, where are you? Come on. Carlos. Savva, how much of our form is down to Xavi's performances? It's a massive help. It looks like he's settling, right? Xavi Simons is starting to settle, isn't he? We saw the interview he did the other day with Wayne Rooney. He said he feels more at home. He's starting to settle. As I say, when fans get onto players' backs, when they've just joined the club, give them a little bit of time. We all know his quality. Let's hope that he can show that today. And Adiz, he will, won't he? He will. You watch. If Nottingham Forest go 1-0 up, it's funny, isn't it? He'll be in there going, Frank out, even though Frank's done everything he's asked for. Frank has done everything he's asked for, but he won't like it. Yeah, Marios, where are you? Absolutely, Macaulay. Yeah, we got to keep this momentum going. 3 games. Let's turn it into 4. Let's turn it into 4. That, I think it's really important, right? Listen, like, what I'm not going to be, by the way, Macaulay, I'm not going to be that guy that if we lose or draw, I suddenly start going, oh, Frank out. That's what will happen, right? Anytime we don't win a game now, it's just going to be manager out. But for me, we're about to come into the transfer window. Thomas Frank is, what do you guys make of this? He's making the right noises, right? Very rarely do we see a manager say, yes, we are definitely going to be active in the window. They always say, we'll see what happens. He has come out and said, yes, we're going to be active. Like, not maybe, or we'll see what's there, or if we can find. He said, yes, we are going to be active. No, we do not want to wait until the 31st of January. Now, isn't that what we all wanted? That is what we all wanted. Right? We all wanted that. He's done that. Still, someone messaged me yesterday. It was really funny. I put out a video saying Frank demands signings. And this person said, oh, you're praising Frank. I wasn't praising. I just think he's done the right thing. Yes, well done. You've come out and said, we will be in the market. Over to you, Paratici, Lang, right? And the board. Over to you guys, right? Make it happen. Go and sign the players. Because we can have these arguments every season about the manager. Go and get the footballers. Go and get the footballers. Big up to Stuart, who said, personally would have gone for Bergvall over Gray. Feel he can handle the physicality better than Gray. Apart from that, not much. Look, it's an interesting one. I personally, I don't think Bergvall is a good 8. I think he's more of a driving, I'm going to make this up, like a false 10. Listen, I don't think Gray's got the physicality. He can prove me wrong, absolutely. But I don't think Bergvall's got the composure on the ball. So I feel like if you could have a mixture of the two, if you could have Bergvall's physicality and Gray's composure, for me, I feel like that would be better. But we don't have that. So he's gone with Gray. Gray's getting a run of games. Show us what you've got. I do think at some point, though, we are going to buy a top midfielder. I mean, Stuart, I can only but hope. Absolutely, Adiz. Got to sign him early in the window. What did you lot make of Thomas Frank's comments? What did you make of them? Bless me. What did you make of that sneeze? That was impressive. Thomas Frank's comments, what did you make of them? You know, for too many years now, we've had, we'll see what we can do. We've now got a manager saying, right, get it done. Get it done. This guy would be our best midfielder by a country mile. What would happen, Aya, if Spurs signed Locatelli? Our fans would stop praising average midfielders and go, that's a top midfielder. That's the difference, right? The same way people praised when Brennan Johnson played on the right. Now they've seen Kudus. No one wants to see Johnson on the right. That's what happens. You buy better players. Fans start to wake up to how limited some players are. Palace apparently looking for Johnson. Yeah, I mean, I think that would be the right move. I think that's would be a good move for him. For me, big up to my man, DJ Paul Lawrence inside the house. So good morning, Savva. I think if fans watch the interview with Xavi, they will understand where his football is at. Yeah, look, Paul, absolutely. As I've said, there's too many people, when I see them on panels, when I see them in chat rooms, they talk as though footballers aren't human. Do you know what I mean? Look how many people, like people are going, how long would you give Xavi Simons? 10 games, 20 games? What does that mean? No, let him settle. Give him the year, let him settle. Like what are we, you know what I mean? But I think we forget the human element of footballers sometimes, and we purely go to the money, don't we, Paul? He's on 200 grand a week. You must be amazing every game. Okay, but whether he's on 2 grand a week or 200 grand a week, he's a human with the ability that he's got, right? Morgan Gibbs, right, he's going to dump. Oh, don't. Yeah, we'll see. For me, as I said, he should be learning off someone. That's my worry. As I've said all the time, he should be learning off someone right now. Kiri's saying that Gray is a more mature player than Bergvall. I'll let you lot discuss that. Curtis Jones said, I think these are all excuses your team is ours, but we still lose because Dyche's words. I think these are all excuses your team is ours. Curtis, those two things can't be true at once. They're either excuses or our team is shit. Which one is it? Surely that doesn't make sense, does it? Your team's shit, but these are excuses. Which one is it, Curtis? Are we shit or not? Which one? Let me know. Alex, I said we need more Prem-proven players to win us like Anderson, Belieber, Semenyo, and Di Mateta. Yeah, look, yeah, I mean, listen, there are so many players that have come from abroad, though, and hit the ground running. I don't buy into this. Everyone's got to be Prem-proven. I would like some Prem-proven, but I don't buy into this. Van der Ven wasn't Prem-proven. Neither was Romero. Neither was Bentancur. Do you know what I mean? Hardly any of our team were Prem-proven, were they? Is anyone in our team Prem-proven before we bought them? There you go. I'll wait. Who? Name me a player in our team who was Prem-proven before we bought them. Anybody? I'll leave that with you. Yeah, Isak. Suddenly people this year going, he's crap. He's rubbish. I mean, last year, every team in the world wanted Alexander Isak. Hasn't started brilliantly. Now it's crap. Get rid of him. It's terrible. Yeah, it's all too reactionary. It's all too reactionary. Jack said, I'd rather a midfield. What is that? Fire alarm going off. Is there a fire? No, there is no fire, but there is a fire alarm. Just in case any of you are worried that I would have to vacate the building. Rather a Paulinho in midfield instead of Gray, but probably the best team we can add. We can field. Yeah, look, I feel that, you know, fans in general didn't want to see Bentancur and Paulinho, did they? Right? They didn't want to see Bentancur and Paulinho. I think he's come away from that in recent times. Doesn't mean we're never going to see it, but he's come away from that, and it is what it is. Where are we? Do you know what? I messaged Lubo yesterday afternoon, right? Said, this is a player who really impresses me, right? This is a player that really, really impresses me. Every time I see him play, he's scoring, he's assisting, he's integral. Now, again, not the world-class footballer, but a really good squad player to have. A really good player that I think would do really well wherever he goes. Yeah, he's really, really matured, has Harry Wilson over the years. Jack Sangrao is going to get bullied. Well, listen, this is what I want to see. This is what I want to see. It's all well and good being neat and tidy on the ball. I want to see him up against Sangare and Gibbs-White. Can he hold his own? I'm not saying he can't. I want to see it. I really, really want to see it. Right? Yeah, Paulinho was. Yeah, and Kudus was. Yeah, Paulinho and Kudus. And Richie, yeah, free. Johnson, I mean, yeah, had a year or whatever in the Premier League, yeah. But not many, right? When you actually look at the squad, not many of them. Sarr, Gray, Bergval, Xavi Simons, Richarlison, Mawani. Who else are we looking at? Van der Ven, Romero, Porro, Vicario. When you look at it, Mark, clearly this is a shocking. If he was good, he would have had a big move by now. Yeah. I mean, imagine only playing for Juventus in Italy. I mean, there are some comments where you just know people don't watch football. How on earth is Locatelli bang average? He's a wonderful midfielder. So far, you win the worst opinion of the day, I'm afraid, Mark. But thank you for commenting. He's never going to be Michael Carrick. Not having it. I'm never going to be a Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick was superb. From about the age of 16, people were watching Carrick's passing and going, yeah. Yeah. Where would Harry also, by the way, I didn't say sign. I'm just saying he's the sort of player that if he's in your squad, he's a good player. He's a good little footballer. You know, he's not a big sexy name though, is it? That's why people wouldn't want him. But I think he'll do a job wherever he plays. I think he's really getting better the last few years. He really is. We need Yildiz. Yeah, I can't see us getting him. I can't see us getting him. I'd love Yildiz. I've got a feeling a lot of big football clubs will be after this lad if he does ever leave Juventus. But yeah, really good player. Really, really, really good footballer. We're talking about Harry Wilson. I mean, listen, I think he's playing really well. Every game I watch him at the moment, I'm like, yeah, he's really stepping up and being the main man for Fulham. Good player. Good player. Big up to you, my man. Get Mr. Fox. Well, he's doing his own watch along, my man. He's doing his own watch along for the game today. Oh, yeah, I said, hey, Mark, Locatelli plays for the biggest club in Italy with tons of pressure. He always delivers for a bang average United. Yeah, I do worry sometimes when you see people's comments and they say things like he's bang average. I mean, Locatelli would walk into our midfield and be the best midfielder at this club by a country mile. And we're saying things like he's bang average. Truly, truly concerning. Truly concerning. But it is what it is. There are 52 minutes until kickoff. Again, guys, let me know. What did we make of Thomas Frank's comments yesterday? What do we make of Brennan Johnson? We're hearing noises that he could be moving to Crystal Palace or that there is interest, solid interest from Crystal Palace in Brennan Johnson. I don't know. I don't know. So let us know. Let me know what you think about that. For me, I think these are the sort of players you need to start. What you got? What's he got? These are the, sorry, talking about Stanley. These are the sort of players I think we need to start moving on. It's not, oh my God, you're the worst footballer I've ever seen, but it's, can we start getting better? And that's the only way we're going to grow as a club. I'm comfortable with people like that leaving, and I think going to a Crystal Palace would be much better for him. I don't think he's technically good, if we're brutally honest. I think he chips in with the odd goal, but you can't have a player that only plays because he might grab a goal every now and then. Locatelli's better than anyone at our football club on the ball. He's absolutely class on the football. What do I think about having Kudus on the left and Mawani on the right? No. Kudus is nowhere near as good on the left-hand side as he is on the right. He loves cutting in on his left, whipping in crosses. I don't want him on the left. I want him on the right, if I'm going to be honest. You have to win today, or Wolfie will never shut up about it. Well, Wolfie's in the chat. Hello, Wolfie. Yeah, look, it is what it is. I think it's going to be a tough game. My head says draw. My heart says a narrow Spurs win. I genuinely don't think this is as easy as many fans think it is. I think what they're doing is, I think that Stanley, oi! I don't think this is easy as many think it is. I'm looking at Forest, 2 defeats in 10, powerful midfield, 2 powerful centre halves. We'll see. We'll see. And Marius is here. And again, look, this is all he said, should beat them 3-0. Marius, please give us some insight as to why we should just rock up to Nottingham Forest and win 3-0. Let's hear your expert insight. What do you think of the team today? Has Frank got it right? Are you still Frank out? Let's hear from you, Marius. I think when football fans say things like should beat them 3-0, we all know why Marius is doing this, right, guys? We all know this because if we don't beat them 3-0, he'll say, Frank out, told you, rubbish, not good enough. I'll be interested to know, Wolfie can tell us, if I'm not wrong, it is 2 defeats in 10 for Nottingham Forest. Wolfie, I don't know if you can back me up. For me, I don't think this is a strong enough team that we just rock up. If we do beat them 3-0, absolutely brilliant. But I don't know if this is a strong enough Spurs team that we just rock up to Nottingham Forest away and go bang, 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 don't concede at the other end. I'm not sure. There you go. So their form is 7th in the league table. They've lost 2 in 10, but we've got fans that just say should be winning 3-0. I don't think we should be winning 3-0. I'd love to win 3-0, but to expect it, I think, is mad. I genuinely don't think we are good enough as a team yet that we can just expect that. Doesn't mean we can't do it, but to expect it, I think, is going to be a bit tough. Listen, we are, yeah, but Marius, any chance you can answer any of my questions? Are you still Frank out? Are you still Frank out? Okay, so you're happy with the 11. Okay, so if the 11 doesn't win today, are you blaming Frank or the 11? Because you're happy with the selection. Just want to get your answers now before you turn into a massive flip-flop during the game like you always do. Just want to check. Good question. Wolfie, when did Forest last lose 3-0 at home? Wolfie, we're putting Wolfie to the test. I think it will be a draw or possibly a narrow 2-1 Spurs win. I love it. This guy is shambolic, isn't he? No offense. Well, offense. I am Frank 50-50. So Newcastle, Prague, and Brentford changed you from being 100% Frank out to 50-50. If we lose today, are you going to be Frank out? These people crack me up, man. Like, just no. It's just crazy. No, do you know what I mean? Just no level of rational thinking. You watch. If we go 1-0 down, Frank out. He cracks me up. Absolutely cracks me up. There we go. Wolfie did answer. I think I saw Chelsea under. Oh, yeah, but that don't count, does it? Everyone gets battered under Ange. So Chelsea under Ange. Listen, I just want to see. I want to see it. First of all, I want to see a good game. I've been really disappointed in the Premier League in general lately with the standard of games, if I'm brutally honest. I want to see a good game. See, look, guys. You can't write it. Look. So he's 50-50. But if we lose away to Forest and at home to the champions, he is Frank out. Our fans are a disgrace. The fans like this are an absolute disgrace. Imagine going from game to game, changing your mind on whether you're a manager in or out. I'd have more respect if you just said, I'm Frank out. I'd have more respect if you just said, I am Frank out. He wasn't, was he? He weren't like this last year. I don't know. We're going to win if Frank stops playing fossil football. We haven't played fossil football the last few games, has we? He's mad. My man, Spiky T. Whereabouts are you, brother? Somewhere in the world DJing, obviously. Oh, I know, mate. But unfortunately, Spiky, we've got a lot of children in this fan base now. We've got a lot of children that don't understand Tottenham, don't understand football, and they just want a manager sacked every 2 or 3 games. You look, 3 games has taken this lad from Frank out to 50-50 to, if we lose 2 in a row, he's now back to Frank out. And can I tell you also, right? Yesterday, that same fan messaged me when I did the video about Spurs being different in the window, saying we have to act different. He said, nothing will change. Well, if nothing will change, why are you sacking Frank? What are you after? I love it. Yeah, don't worry about building anything, people. Don't worry about building anything. Just sack the manager after 4 months. Yeah, don't worry about it. Just sack him. Love it. I almost don't think fans like that deserve to see wins. Do you know what I mean? I don't think they deserve to see it. But hey, that's just me. Big up to Daniel Marlowe, who said, big up from Thailand. Big up to you out there in Thailand, Daniel. Hope you are well. Said, this window this is the window I've been waiting for. The first one without Levy. Let's see what the club intentions are. Well, absolutely. Right, absolutely. This is the big question. This is what we've all got to ask ourselves. I've heard for years it's all Levy. I've accused it of being all Levy. Let's see. Let's see. Is it all Levy? Are we going to act different? Are the board going to throw him under the bus and now start changing how they act? We will find out. Big up, Daniel. Thank you very much. And Craig, very generous. He's put this towards the drive. We'll talk about this in a minute. Towards your cause. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure it's a good one. I've got to go out at 1:15, so good luck. Thank you so much, Craig. Really appreciate you. Really, really appreciate that. Look, let me tell people then, the 22nd of December, which is Monday week, not tomorrow, the Monday after, we're going to be meeting for whoever's interested in London Bridge at 10 a.m. And we're going to spend 2, 3, 4 hours going around the city of London, handing out sandwiches, hot drinks, blankets. If anyone's got any spare jumpers or hoodies, we're going to go around to as many homeless people as we can find and give them some warmth, some comfort, just something to support them. Because, look, we all moan and cry and bitch about football. We all moan and cry about the state of the market and money, and some of these people don't have a roof over their head, right? So what can a hot drink do? What does a couple of blankets do? So what we're asking for is anyone that wants to join. We're going to meet at 10 a.m. We're going to meet at 10 a.m. at London Bridge, and I'm asking anybody if they can bring £10 with you, £20 with you, so we can buy loads of sandwiches, hot drinks, bring any old blankets you've got, any old hoodies or jumpers, and we'll just go round and give it to people. We're not going to film it. We're not filming it. We're not taking photos of homeless people being given stuff. I think that's not what this is about. We'll take some photos before and after we've done it, to raise awareness, but we're not going to video giving some poor homeless person a sandwich and ridiculing them. So that's what we're going to do. And if anyone would like to join, I'll talk about it more this week. I might even do a little charity stream this week. And listen, if we can do something that's selfless for other people and it takes up half a day, I'm talking about 10 a.m. to about 2 p.m., 3 p.m., then why not? So let me know if you want to join me, for anyone that is in London. So far, no one has agreed to join. I don't care if I have to do it myself. I will do it myself. Big up to each and every one of you. What's my man? So, whoa, mate, if we lose both the next 2 games and get far away from the top 4, Marios, we are not a top 4 team. What is the top 4 all about? I don't understand this. You have no. What do you do for a living? Can I ask? Because you want everything now. We just finished 17th, mate. Top four's not on our agenda. This isn't a top four football team. What were you talking about? You had the 2 years of evidence with Ange declining to know he wasn't the answer. What has Frank done to get a shorter leash? Jeremy, absolutely. Unfortunately, too many childish fans. Too many childish fans. They don't understand that you need to build. We've got to build something. Got to build something. And of course, as we said at the beginning of the stream, our hearts and thoughts go out and prayers go out to all those affected today. A Bondi Beach in Australia. Really, really sad to see that these sort of things still happen in 2025. Really sad to see that this happens. So anyway, listen, hearts go out to them. Let us know. Let me know if you would like to join. It's 10 a.m. But again, look, sorry, mate, I'm going to stop reading your comments. Look, this is just ridiculous. Sorry, who are we? Sorry, which squad? Who should we be finishing above to be top four? This is utter madness. We finished 17th last year, man. Come on. Just a bit of maturity. All right, just a little bit of maturity. This is ridiculous. Let me ask again, everyone in the chat. Who in the chat truly thinks this squad should be finishing fourth? We don't even have a left winger at the club. We've got an on-loan striker, a left winger. We've got one left back who's always injured. No ball playing midfielders. We're playing a 19-year-old Archie Gray in there. And we've got fans going, fourth. Fourth. It's just mental. Absolutely mental. I find it quite embarrassing to be. I feel like, honestly. Anyway, let me know who would like to join on the 22nd at 10 a.m. in London. Let me know. If anyone would like to join, you are more than welcome. Obviously, we'll spend a few hours together going around. We'll have some chats about football as we walk around London. And, you know, I love this. Sorry, I said I wouldn't bring up his comments. Above Villa. Why? They've got a better squad than us. They've had their manager for 3 or 4 years. They've got a team full of grown-ups and they've been building for 4 years. Why would we finish above Aston Villa? Please, I just don't get this childishness, where it's coming from. This is ridiculous. This is mad. Unless we go out and really buy well, I can't see us getting top 5. I can't. I just don't know. I just don't know where. Listen, I like when people say things like, I've got ambition. That's great. But I just don't know who is looking at this squad and going, we should be above Villa. Look at Villa's midfield. Imagine we had Villa's midfield today. Imagine in that midfield today, we had John McGinn and Andre Onana, or Tielemans, or Kamara. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? We've got to be honest. Oh, and Man United, you've got to remember, Man United play once a week. Man United play once a week, right? They can rest all week, every week, and then play. Same 11 every week if they want to. We can't do that. We're in Europe, Champions League. There's just no brain cells really sort of connecting the dots, are there? Let me know for the first time today. I'm going to ask, what is your score prediction for today? I'm going to go with a positive 2-1. I think we're going to go 2-1 today. Cautiously worried about the midfield battle, but I'm going to go over 2-1. I really, really want to see the forwards turn it on today. I want to see what's Kudus got. No. Why have we got a better defense than Villa? Why have we got a better attack than Villa? What, Morgan Rogers, Ollie Watkins? Why? Why have we got a better defense than Villa? In what way? In what way? You Aston Villa have conceded 15 goals this season. Do you know how many teams have got a better defense than Aston Villa this season? 2. Honestly, it's like, so what? Ollie Watkins has had a bad spell, means he's shit. Honestly, guys, I really struggle with online. I really struggle with it. It's just madness. This is an Aston Villa team, by the way, that for 3 years have finished above us. Why? Maybe because they've been building for 3 years, signing really well, buying grown men and adults. Their back four, which isn't very good, doesn't really concede goals. I'm not sure how that works out. Their forward line isn't very good. I'm taking Ollie Watkins up front. I'm taking Morgan Rogers. I'm taking Marlon over the likes of Tell and Odeber and Johnson and Richarlison. I genuinely think we've got this. We've got this. I'm just going to put Mariel. I'm just going to time him out for a little bit. I feel like he was never like this. He was a really nice lad, and he's just turned into a massive troll that doesn't understand football. So he's gone. He's gone. Look, we are an interesting. Oh God, I'd love Tielemans. Tielemans for me is what we need in our midfield to connect the dots. Right. That's a guy I'd love in our midfield right now. Not Gray lining up there at 19. Tielemans as a senior pro. That's what I would love. Talk to me in the chat. What do you think? Where's the game going to be won and lost today? What matchups are you looking forward to seeing? You've got Murillo and Milenkovic against Richarlison and Moani floating in. You're going to have probably Sangare as the deepest midfielder up against Xavi Simons. Kudus up against who will play left back? Will it be Savona or Williams? Probably Williams. Maybe Savona. Williams probably. You're going to have Romero and Van der Ven up against Igor Jesus. It's going to be very, very interesting. And as Wolfie has pointed out, Anderson versus Gray. Gonna see, right? You're gonna see. We're gonna see. So look, I'm not gonna sit here and say Forest are amazing, but on the dice, 2 defeats in the last 10, harder to beat. I think this is going to be a really good game. Let me just give you some team news from the other games, if I can find it. Bear with me 1 second. I don't know what Frank said, by the way. So if anyone has seen Frank interviews, let us know in the chat. Let's have a look. There are lots of other games on today in the Premier League. 4 2 p.m. kickoffs. Palace v Man City. The lineups are Palace have gone with Henderson, Richards, Lacroix and Guehi, Klein, Wharton, Kamada and Mitchell, with Ismail Sarr and Jeremy Pino behind Mateta. Man City have gone with Nunes, Diaz, Vardio and O'Reilly. Silva, Nico Gonzalez and Tajani Reinders, with Cherky, Foden and Haaland. In the Sunderland-Newcastle game, the Tyne-Weir Derby. That should be a cracker. Sunderland have gone with Roos in goal. Mukiel, Ballard, Alderete and Mandava at the back. Sadiki and Xhaka in midfield, with Traore, Lafi and Taubi behind Brobby. And Newcastle have gone with Ramsdale, Livramento, Tiao, Byrne and Hall. Miley, Tonali and Bruno Guimaraes. Elanga, Voldemada and Gordon up top. And then in the last game, the 2 o'clock game, is West Ham at home to Aston Villa. West Ham have gone with Areola in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Mavropanos, Todibo and Juve. Magassa and Potts in midfield, with Somerville, Paqueta, Fernandez and Bowen as the front four. Villa have gone with Bizzo in goal, Cash, Lindelof, Konsa and Matson. Kamara and Onana and McGinn as a midfield three, with Tielemans and Rogers supporting Ollie Watkins. So there are your lineups for all of the 2 p.m. kickoffs. So 4 2 p.m. kickoffs today. Football has changed. Remember, when it used to be loads and loads of 3 p.m. Saturday kickoffs. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Carlos said, looking forward to seeing Murillo absolutely flat and Richie cry like a baby about it. I didn't know where that comment was going. I worry about us when we play teams who have got a bit more fight. Well, as I said, let's see what the midfield battle holds today. Really interesting one today in midfield. I have a question for you. I don't know why you're shouting at me, but I have a question for you. If Kudu gets fit, would you sacrifice Kudus? Absolutely not in any way, shape or form And in no way, ever, 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 no. Why on earth would I want to see Kulu on the right over Mohamed Kudus? Why? No. No. What do we know? Will Dyche play a low block? I don't know. Wolfie, what should we expect today from Nottingham Forest? You're at home. What should we expect? Let us know. Spurs having to break down a low block. Philly thinks that. Big up Philly. Williams at left back. Okay, so Williams up against Mo Kudus. Should be a good battle. I quite like Nico Williams as a player. And Kudus for me is our best player at the moment. So let's see what happens in that battle. What other comments have we got? And by the way, if anyone would like to buy me a coffee, the link is in there to do so. You don't have to, of course. And come on, guys. I mean, there are 550 of you in here and 130 likes. I have not asked once for any likes in the first hour of this show, but can we please get another 100 odd likes in there? It really does help me. Gibbs White bound to score, says Adam Phillip. No excuse of Archie Gray's. No, there's no excuse. He's in the midfield for Tottenham. Put the performance in. I'm expecting a convincing Forest win based off Wolfie's comments. Go on, Wolfie. Wolfie and his comments. Ruben Neves, all day long. All day long, I would take Ruben Neves. All day long. All day long. Really, everything we need in midfield, a player like that. Why is Palace taking Brendan Rodgers? Taking him where? What's going on? Wolfie has said we can expect long fucking balls. Long fucking balls, and he will bypass our best players in midfield. Superb. Okay, so the midfield will be redundant, according to Wolfie. You got to love Wolfie. He's a great content creator. And proud to say is my friend. Oh, friend. Big up, Wolfie. Yeah, mate, listen, enjoy your watch along, but not too much. Let's hope that you're crying at the end. Where are we? What are you gonna come? Are you gonna? I haven't seen one person say they want to join on that Monday. Surely a few people must be in and around London town and fancy a little bit of charity. Who fancies it? Adiz has said off topic, but apparently the Saudi Crown Prince is considering a £10 billion Barcelona takeover. I have no idea. Lookman all day. I'd take Lookman. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Lookman for me is a no-brainer. For anyone who watches Italian football, Sassuolo have drawn 2-2 at home to AC Milan. AC Milan did have 2 goals disallowed. 2 goals disallowed in the game, AC Milan. Where are we? Oh, football friends. Absolutely. Football friends. Aaron has said, can he take over Spurs instead? Oh, dearie me. How we laugh. How we laugh. Can anyone tell me what did Thomas Frank say in his interview before the game? I have no idea. I am talking to you lovely people without the sound, or you get demonetized. Okay, big up to you. I don't know who you are. I don't know your name, but I will see you there. Brilliant. Yeah, as I said, for anybody, 10 a.m. in London Bridge. But bring a little bit of money and bring some, bring a jumper or two that you're happy to give away. I don't know. Bring a blanket, an old blanket, something. I don't know. Just something that will be good for homeless people that you can do without. Not just you, by the way. I mean, everyone. Gary said, story out the last couple of days is Palace are interested in Johnson in January, but not sure we'll let him go. Oh, Gary, if Palace wanted to buy him and we don't sell him, I really will judge this football club even more than I have before. This is everything that Spurs should be doing, letting go of average footballers, getting some money back and pumping it back in. Yeah, look, I'm not going to say this. Big up, love Irish Hotspur. I think this is when fans have got nothing else to talk about. I mean, why do we care that he's having conversations on the sideline? Why is that a bad thing? I don't know. Yes, Peter. Showing your age there, Peter. If you remember the Norwegian Viking, old Erik Thorsvedt, he was the goalkeeper that I predominantly grew up with as a Spurs fan. Wasn't the first keeper I saw, but he's the first keeper I properly remember week in, week out. Obviously won the 91 FA Cup, Erik Thorsvedt, and his son, is it Christian? I don't know. Yeah, his son was playing in that game. He was. That's how you know we've got bloody old. When players I grew up with have got 20-odd-year-old sons playing professional football. Wayne Holland. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, Wayne. Don't you dare lose to these tree huggers. Oh, we'll try not to, mate. We'll try not to. We'll try not to. Benton Core is the weak link. He won't get in any top 10 team in the league. I think there's a few players in our team that don't get into top 10s in the league. But, hey, it is what it is. Yeah, Matt's not shown up yet. Where is he? Is he waiting for us to go 1-0 down so he can have a pop at Frank? I don't know. Bet they won't sell Johnson because he tells jokes in a changing room. Oh God, we're so scorned at Tottenham, aren't we? Have you noticed? We're so burnt as a fan base that we always think the worst, don't we? All of us. We automatically don't expect the best of this football club. And I get it. I completely get it. We don't expect the best because we know the board never normally act like that. So if this is I want to see how Gray does against Anderson. Listen, as we said before the game, everyone thinks I'm having a go. I'm not. I think it's okay playing at home against Brentford when you've got all the ball and Prague at home when you've got the ball. When you're going away to Forest against players like Sangare, Gibbs-White and Anderson, let's see what he's about. Now, hopefully he has a blinder. And hopefully at the end of the day, I'm going, Archie was man of the match today. Hopefully. I want every Spurs player to do well. Big up to you, Emma. How you doing? Said, did you watch Maddison's latest video? Yeah, I watched. I skim watched it today. Him in the gym, right? Showing you what all the work he has to do for his ACL. A lot of work. It's a long road for him, but I'm really looking forward to getting Maddison back. As we said, when you look at that lad's statistics throughout his career, they are phenomenal. Hardly any players in the Premier League have done better than him in the last 7 years in terms of stats. I'll tell you what. Shall we have a look at them? I've got them here. So this is James Maddison. Ready? So in 7 years since he made his debut in the Premier League, no one has got more goals from outside the box than James Maddison. Only one player has scored more free kicks, and that is James Ward-Prowse. Only 6 players across 7 years have got more assists. Only 4 players have created more chances. And only 3 players have created more chances from a set piece. Look at those stats. Those stats are brilliant, right? So when people get on and go, oh, Maddison, look at this data. Look at this data. It tells you how much teams will miss him when he's not playing. Everyone can say, oh, this, that. Look at that doesn't lie. He's created 455 chances in 7 years. That is phenomenal. That is phenomenal. Look at those numbers. He's not outside the top 7 for any rank there. Look at that. That's brilliant. And then we're going to have a look. We'll take it one step further. Here is James Maddison's numbers. It shows you his appearances, his starts, his goals, his assists, his GA overall, and his minutes per goal. And if you actually look, last season in the Premier League was his best season for minutes per goal or assist. He's a very influential player. He's got a great personality, looks good, great to have around the dressing room. And for me, I really hope that he gets back soon. I think he's a top player. Technically, I think he's quality. And I'm looking forward to seeing what can he do linking up with Kudus, linking up with Xavi Simons, linking up with Moani. I'm looking forward to it. So, yeah, this was a really good watch, Paul. This was a really good watch, mate. It opens your eyes up, doesn't it? It opens your eyes up as well to football, because he talks a lot about, what it's like when you start as a youngster and how much you need time to bed in, and everyone's judging you, and it's interesting. It's a really good watch. I enjoy watching his videos. I enjoy watching him I enjoy watching him talk about football. He seems like a really knowledgeable guy. And look, let's get him back. But those stats, let me know what you think of those stats. It's mad. Like when people say things like this, you just know they're a troll, right? You can't have those stats and be mediocre. You can't. Like only one player. Well, let me bring that up. Remind myself what that was. Only one player has scored more free kicks, and no one's got more goals outside the box. Look at the level of assists and chances created. I mean, you are. Well, if you're not trolling, then you're just wrong. You can't look at this data and say that he's mediocre. You just can't. It just doesn't work. That's absolutely ridiculous. Listen, there are opinions and then there's just silliness, right? But listen, hopefully he gets better soon. I'm looking forward to him coming back. I think he's going to link up with some of these technical players. What you realize as well, how good he is on the football, right? You realize how good. And again, we're now seeing that this person is a complete troll who is not a Spurs fan. Look at the state of this. He will roll around and fake fouls when we're trying to get a goal. Look at the state of this. Look at the state of this. This is the best 11, but it took Frank a long time to discover it. He had 3 months of trying things, different things. Like, I don't think it did take him a long time. It's just fans think that everything happens overnight. He tried things. He's seen what's worked, what doesn't. He's probably still going to try more things. As we said, everybody, just relax. But no, everyone wanted to lose their mind. Everyone wanted to lose their mind. Frank. Oh, my God. Everyone lost their mind. Matters call it collecting the ball from defence and giving it to Xavi or Kudus will be absolutely. Absolutely. This is what I'm looking forward to. I mean, sure. I mean, you don't rate Maddison as much, but I mean, if people don't rate Maddison as a playmaker, how many playmakers are you going to find me with better stats than that? Hardly anyone, right? Hardly anyone. Philly, who is better? Here's a question for you, Philly. Let me call you out. If this isn't the best 11, who is? Who is the best 11? Who is not playing that is in our best 11? Here you go, Philly. I'm calling you out because at the moment, you could argue this is the best 11. I mean, as I said, I don't really care whether it's Saar, Bergvall, Bentancur. I don't really care. The midfield two, whoever it is, isn't good enough for me. But going forwards, that's the best 4. And that's the best 4 at the back, the best goalkeeper. Who's not playing? Who's not playing then that's not the best 11? We'll see. Or are you just saying you're truly worried because that is the best 11? If I'm reading it another way now, are you saying you're worried that that's the best? Yeah, I get you. Sorry, Philly. I think I get you. Yeah. I think I get you. Who instead of who does he get in front of? Here we go. Who does he get in front of? People, I'm going to give you a clue, right? When you write in the YouTube section, you have X amount of characters, right? So rather than just giving me one word answers, give me some meaning. Give me some meaning. Hang on, Chelsea are going to score again. No. Yeah, give me what all right. You want Bergvall to start instead of who? You want Richie not to start. Who do you want in front of him? You got to tell me who. Tell better than Richarlison based on what? I don't know. I don't know if we can say that's true. What's this based upon? He's done nothing in his career to me that tells me he is. Doesn't mean I rate Richie, but what's that on? I think Archie Graham for a long day. Well, look, got to be a man today, isn't he? Archie Graham would be more at home on save. Oh, come on, look. I'm hoping it's a good game, but listen, we're gonna see. How does he do today? It's madness, isn't it, Paul? It's mad. It's madness, Paul. Daniel said there is no best 11 yet. That's the point. We need better players. Completely agree. That's why I think it's hard to say should a player, Scott saying Gray is nowhere near our best 11. Scott, who do you want in there? By the way, as Scott, you've heard me a million times say, I don't really care if it's Saar, Gray, Bergvall, Benton. I don't really think any of them are that good. So for me, is what it is. A Bergvall instead of Gray. So Bergvall in a number 8. Composure on the ball, non-existent passing. I don't know. All right, each to their own. Pranay has said Archie Gray will be eaten by that physical, strong Forest midfield. Well, listen, that's, as I said, I called that at the beginning of the show. That is what we're going to see. Can he mix it with his own? Listen, maybe he does, but it's going to be a big game for that midfield too today. And Xavi Simons is going to have to come back into there and help out, and we know he does. Big up to Zedo. How you doing? I hope you are well. The best midfield 3 when Matters is back. I think it all depends on who we're playing. I think if you're playing at home, I think you'll be able to get away with Matters, Xavi Simons, and then a ball play, and then a DM. I think away from home, depending on who you're playing, it might be a bit too open. As I said, you all know my feelings. I can't say this anymore. I really want to see Spurs revamp their midfield next summer. I really want to see them revamp their midfield. I want to see I want to see my manager. Listen, there are players like Anderson out there, right? You got to find them. Yeah, and I think that's the thing, right? I think if we do start getting eaten up in midfield, then you can bring on Paulinho to make it a bit more solid. But the funny thing is, right, Chivers, Gilzine, 2 excellent Spurs players from the past. I think the problem is when the manager picks this, people complain. But when he picks Bentancur and Paulinho, they complain, right? So it's very difficult, isn't it, to know what the fans want. And you know why? Is because I don't think we've got anyone that good that you go, he has to play. So, for example, in the Poch era, right? Answer me honestly, anyone in the chat. Big up to my man. He doesn't write anymore. He doesn't call. Jose El Del Cocorel doesn't write, doesn't call, doesn't say hello. How are you, my man? Hope you're well. How you doing? Let me ask you this, people. In the Poch era, whoever went into a game, out of you lot, who went into a game as a fan going, I want a midfield that isn't Wanyama and Dembele? You tell me who picked a different midfield. We went Wanyama, Dembele, Eriksson. Now tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me who here asked for a different midfield. And you know why? Because it was quality. It was an absolute class midfield that we didn't. There was no one else better to play in front of them. Right now, some want Saar, some want Gray, some want Paulinho, some want Bentancur, some want Bergvall. And that's because none of them are that guy. Look at Spurs in the Redknapp era. You had Parker and Modric in midfield. Who wanted someone other than those two? But it's just, that's what it is, right? And this is the thing. As I said all the time, you can buy young players, but the problem is with the young players is because none of them are ready made yet, you're always going to have the debate around the fan base. You're always going to have the debate around the fan base as to which one should start. That will go away, right? And what I mean by that is imagine Spurs in the summer signed Wharton and Anderson. No one is then asking for Gray or Bergvall to start above those 2 players, right? That's the way it is. No one's asking for Bentancur to start above them or Saar to start above them. You are going, they're our best 2 midfielders. They have to start. And that's life. That's how football works, right? At Arsenal, Zubimendi and Rice play every game in midfield when they're fit. That's the best 2 midfield they've got. That's how it is. That's life. Yeah, but Scott, because we had a really good 11, right? This is the thing. You've got to have a really good 11 to be consistent with it. This is, you know what I mean? You can't. I think he's taking his time because I don't think he knows. I think it's taken him time to get to this 11 because he wanted to try things out. Players have had a chance now, haven't they? It will never be as good as Declan Rice. I'm sorry, not in any way, shape or form. we can't just mention names when they play nothing like them. I've not seen anything in him that suggests he's going to be like Declan Rice. And this is it. I know people don't want the harsh truth. They don't want the harsh truth, but that's it. That is the harsh truth. If you've got top players, people want them to start. When you don't, we've all got a different idea of who should be in the midfield. What's Savva's stance? Savva's stance is, I don't really care what the midfield is. I don't really rate many of them anyway. So if he goes with Gray, go with Gray. If he goes with Paulinho, go with Paulinho. Right? Let's see. Let's see how developed these players are when they play. Right? Big game. Big game today for that midfield. We will see. Big game. You know, we've seen Xavi Simons, for example, turn it on against Prague, turn it on against Brentford. Now let's see. Let's go away from home in a tough away game. Turn it on there. But unfortunately, I always get weird comments from this guy. But I don't know what that's got to do with anything. I don't know what that's got to do with anything. Sure, I'm sure there's been many good midfields over the years at teams that haven't won anything. But imagine we had that midfield now of Wanyama, Dembele and Eriksen. I mean, our fans have got very short memories, haven't they? Very short memories up here of, or either that, or I don't think a lot of these fans have supported Spurs for long. But we'll see. Let's have a look, by the way. I mean, we've got 218 likes. Come on, people. Smash that like button. Let's get to 350, please, immediately. Please smash that button. It's very simple. I hardly ask these days anymore, but please, you know, please, that would be amazing. Tell me to be given a chance because when he gets in the game, I see a flare in him. Look, I think he's got to earn it, right? At the moment, the question you're going to ask, the question you've got to ask yourself is this: would you start him over Mawani on the left? I wouldn't. But right now, I would bring Tell on above Odegaard to get his game time late in the game. There you go. Now, yeah, Scott, absolutely. I was thinking more of Dele, Son, and Kane as the three forwards, but absolutely, yeah, Dele was, yeah, absolutely. And look at the level of the players we had then, Scott. So I think until we get there, unfortunately, every single week I see people go, don't like that midfield, doesn't matter what midfield he picks, people don't like it because we have not bought midfielders that are good enough. When we do, we won't be having this conversation, right? Chelsea don't have that conversation when they're playing Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo in midfield because they're quality midfielders, right? So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Savva, from the youngsters you've seen this season, who do you think has the most chance of making it at this club and who doesn't? I guess the question is, what does making it mean? If we're going to talk about making it the way a Kane made it or a Bale made it, none of them. If we're going to talk about players that play for Spurs for a few years and then probably drift off, then lots of them. So it depends what you mean, right? I think we've got to clarify what we mean. When people go, you know, X, Y, Z, what's the metric we're measuring against? Scott said, take me back, Savva. We didn't win any trophies, but at least we were happy fans and played quality football. Well, look, it was a different time. And for me, I think the clubs above us were better at the time as well. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Consistently starting in our fans don't have a problem with it. I don't know. I mean, listen, some people say great. Some say Bergvall. Some are saying more. Some are saying Odegaard, Tell, Vuskovic. I don't know. They're not all going to make it, right? They're not all going to make it. That's for sure. It is what it is. Revenite said, football, where would Curtis Jones rank? Well, Curtis Jones, for me, would start in our midfield all day, every day, alongside Bentancur or Paulinho, yeah. Doesn't mean I think Curtis Jones is the greatest midfielder I've seen, but that's the levels we're at the moment. Spurs fans expect us to be prime Man U with a manager who hasn't had a proper transfer window and has only had 4 months. Agreed. As I said, sure. As I said, I can't keep saying this, my man. Listen, as I said, for me, whether it's Gray, Bergvall, Saab, I don't think any of them are that great. So we'll see. It is what it is. Step up. step up to the plate, right? Step up to the plate. It's what we've got to do. Not him, all of them. Step up to the plate. Big up to my man, Wayne Holland. Always very generous. Just chucking in a little cheeky super sticker. Thank you very much, Wayne. I hope you're well, buddy. Let's have a catch-up call this week. So stop signing that young fans, because young fans, you're embarrassing us and yourselves. I don't know what that means. I'm so sorry, Trevor. I don't quite know what that means. I think are you saying stop signing young players? I'm not sure what you mean, but who have you seen the most from out of our youngsters? I don't know. I've not really been massively impressed by any of them. I've not. This is the problem. I don't watch any of these youngsters and go, oh my gosh, you are special. They're okay. And we'll see. As I've said all for the last year and a half, there are too many now that when they have an average game, fans big them up. I mean, you look at TalkSport the other day, Archie Gray's the most important player at Spurs. I mean, talk about jumping on a bandwagon. He started 2 games in a row. Now suddenly he's the most important player at a football club. You don't see me getting hyped like that. I don't do this reactionary clickbait nonsense. It's just ridiculous. Oh yeah. The Champions of Europe song. Yeah. As I always say, I think PSG have got a little something to say. 242 likes, guys and girls. Please, we need another 100 right away, right now. Smash that like button, please. If we do, here you go. I'll tell you what we do. I'll give away 5 free memberships. How's that? If we get to 350, I'll give away 5 free memberships. You've got 6 minutes to get another 100 likes, and I'll give away 5 free memberships. Oh, let me see if I can. Hang on. Can I? Yeah, I should be able to. Oh, why won't it let me go to that? Here we go. 1 second. Oh, there we are. There we are. And is it going to let me get to engage with your audience? No, that's not what I want to do. Membership gifting. Listen, I'm going to send 5 free memberships. We're going to have a members only show this week and a charity stream as well. But we need to get to the 350 likes. We're on 258. We're miles off it. We are miles off it. Really poor from you lot today. Frank gave good review. No, not this one. Big up to you, UK Hawk. Hope you're well. Thank you very much. You know, if you give free memberships, you don't have to pay for it, do you? No, I get to give them free. It's absolutely fine. I get to give them free. It's my channel. It's not going to charge me. Frank, where are we? Frank gave good reviews on Scarlett, but we don't see him. Yeah, well, he's not going to turn around and say shit. And let's be fair, who's Scarlett starting in front of? Is he starting in front of Tell, Richarlison, or Moani? He's not, is he? So he's not. But hey, it is what it is. We are, the players are in the tunnel. Let me know. This is your last chance to give me your score predictions. Let me get my chair. As you know, we always go side on for the games. Let me know your score predictions. You know the teams. For anyone that hasn't seen it, it is Vicario in goal, Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, and Jed Spence across the back 4. Bentancur and Gray with Kudus to the right, Xavi Simons in the middle, and Moani to the left with Richarlison through the middle up top in our yellow kits. And the Nottingham Forest team is, I'll get to him in a minute. Jonathan something in goal. Jonathan Santos or David or whatever his name is up front in goal. I'll get to his in a minute. I'll get to their team in a minute. Spurs 2-0. Forest 3-1. 4-0 to Spurs. Could go either way. Thanks for that. 3-1 Spurs. If not, we get a goal before 20 minutes. 2-1 win for Tottenham. That's what I've gone for. I don't know if that's heart or head. I think that's probably a little bit more heart. Stanley, stop chewing my wires. Tottenham, Trev's taking a draw. Big up to you, Trev. Big up to Mark. Bye. How you doing, Mark? 2-1 Spurs. 2-0 Spurs, says Prane. Forest 2, Tottenham 0. Ian JD. No, come on. Right. The Nottingham Forest team is thusly, if that is a word. I believe thusly can be used. John Victor in goal because Matt Sells has a groin injury. The back 4 for Nottingham Forest is going to be Savona, Milenkovic, Murillo, and Nico Williams. Elliot Anderson in midfield with Ibrahim Sangare. Hutchinson, Gibbs White and Callum Hudson-Odoi in front of those two. And that means Igor Jesus will be up front for Nottingham Forest. So the Tottenham team, I'll read that again. It's now coming on the screen on Sky Sports. Vicario in goal. A back four of Pedro Porro, Christian Romero, Mickey van der Ven, and Jed Spence. A midfield of Rodrigo Bentancur and Archie Gray, who gets his third start in a row. Kudus to the right, Simmons through the middle, Randall, Kolo, Mawani to the left, with Richarlison up top. Kinski, Danso, Pauline Yatel, Bergvall, Johnson, Odeberg, Sarr, and Davis are on the sub bench. So we are less than a minute away from kicking off. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. 1 second. There we go. We're a minute away from kickoff here. Hutchinson, in the last 2 Premier League games, has played the most minutes, got the most assists, the most expected assists, the most passes into the opposition box, and the most progressive carries. That's only for Nottingham Forest. That's not for Tottenham as well. Guys, girls, enjoy the game. Let's hope we don't go 1-0 down, because then we'll get loads of people in that start being trolls. Let's just enjoy the game, and hopefully we can win the Nuno Ange derby. Right. It looks like Nottingham Forest going to get us off and running. Yeah, Nottingham Forest are going to get us off and running. Pete, in the chat, what do I want to see from our youngsters? Composed, battle, strength, and we're off and underway. Yeah, I just want to see that they can mix it with strong midfields. That's what I want to see. We haven't really got any youngsters playing other than Archie Gray, right? So that's what I want to see. And also, I want to see Simmons today carry on from what he's been doing. Anyway, here's Murillo. Plays the ball into, is that Nico Williams? Yeah, Nico Williams. And now Murillo plays it into the midfield. Really well won by Bentancur. And Kudus can turn and run at them, but they've got 2 men on him and got back, and then Kudus has given away the foul. Immediately there, we saw, as soon as Kudus got the ball, 2 players doubling up on him. So, a lively start from both teams there, both getting stuck in. Bentancur winning the ball high up, setting off Kudus. Good play from him. And there's Thomas Frank on the sideline, chewing his gum, as always. He likes chewing a bit of gum, doesn't he? Yeah, I think for me, what I want to see from Spence, I want to see him continue, get down the channels, get balls across. You know, for me, I think Spence is a good footballer, but in the final third, I do think that he rushes, and I really want to see him calm and composed. I'll also keep you all up to date with the Palace Man City game, Sunderland, Newcastle, and West Ham Villa, as Murillo plays the ball back in to, is it Santos? It is Santos, isn't it? I'm going to keep getting his name wrong, aren't I? The goalkeeper. John Victor. I'm just going to call him John. It's easier. Let's see. I don't know a lot about this keeper, so we'll find out. Anyone know? Anyone seen him? I don't know how good he is. I don't know anything about this keeper. I'm guessing he's from Brazil with a name like John Victor, and I'm guessing his real name is not John Victor. I'm guessing it's probably 95 different names that they've shortened. Anyway, here's Pedro Porro of a throw-in. Flicked on by Richarlison. Not kept on by Kudus. and it's a throw-in down on the left-hand side. Nothing's really happened here at the moment. Feels like the ball has been in this Forest left-back area for a while now. Well, yeah, this is a good point, Hatmundo. This is a good point. Anyway, Xavi Simons couldn't quite bring the ball down. Mawani's going to go and chase John Victor. He's played it out wide to Murillo. Murillo's very wide as a centre-back here. He's drifting really wide. Really, really wide. West Ham 1, Aston Villa 0. West Ham 1 up against Aston Villa. And that goal was scored by Fernandez, I believe. Mateus Fernandez has scored for West Ham. 1-0 up early doors at the London Stadium. Anyway, back here, nothing's happened at all here. Spurs keep winning the ball, and then Forest keep nicking it back and passing it back to the goalkeeper. John Victor Martial Furtado. That's a great name. Any relation to Nelly? Anyway, here's Sangare picking up the ball deep. Gives the ball to Morgan Gibbs-White. He goes back to Sangare. Now he goes out wide to Savona. Back into Sangare. He's going to sweep a ball to the left-hand side. It's a good ball all the way through to Nico Williams. Nothing's really happened. I mean, we're 4 minutes in. Nothing of note has happened. Like, no one's got a cross in or a shot or, like, nothing's happened. Hang on, here's Forest. Cross the ball into the box. It should be 1-0 to Forest. They've missed. They've hit a post. It's hit the post. And then, great save by Vicario. And that was the first time he's offside. He's offside. But Forest get the ball down the right-hand side. The ball whipped in, went over Bentancur's head. And the header went down and hit the base of the post. I want to see that again to see. Let's have a look. So the ball was played in down the right-hand side. The cross came over. And I tell you what, Sangare was... It's a tough one. We can blame the defenders, but Sangare... You all right? Sorry, guys. Sorry. Yeah, and Sangare drifted in from the edge of the box, and no one had picked up the run, and the header was against the post. And again, Gibbs-White getting down the right there, trying to get a cross in. And I think we've had the early warning sign there that they're going to try and play crosses into our box. Looks like they're going to try and play crosses into our box. And we need to be... Yeah, it was a good, I mean, it was a powerful run from Sangare to drift in, get a really good, powerful header. And luckily for Spurs, it's hit the post. Spurs haven't really got the ball down here, but Kudus brings it down now, plays it out wide to Porro. Maybe we can put our foot on the ball. I think we need to get this ball into midfield and put our foot on it a little bit. Here's Xavi Simons. Tries to dink it through to Kudus. It's blocked, but Bentancur mops it up. I think we just need to settle in. Romero slows it down, gives it to Bentancur. Bentancur turns. Here's Archie Gray. And Archie Gray caught on the ball, but gets it back to Porro. And now here's Colin Mawani on the left-hand side. Can Spurs create something here? Here's Archie Gray. Lays it back 5 yards to Bentancur. He goes 5 yards in turn to Jed Spence. And now Jed Spence back to Bentancur. He goes into Mickey van der Ven. Now Spurs just having a little bit of possession here. Now the ball is out wide to Jed Spence. He's got Mawani in front of him. Lays it off to Gray instead. Gray gives it... stop passing it 2 yards. Gray just gave it 5 yards again. Spread it. This time into Mickey van der Ven. Here's Xavi Simons. Xavi Simons has given the ball away, and luckily for Xavi Simons, that was a very loose pass. Luckily for him, Mickey van der Ven has mopped up. So a real bad mistake by Xavi, who's on the ball again now, but not enough on his pass, and it was given away. Kudus now with a little flick. Gets it back. Now gets it into Xavi Simons. Xavi Simons with a crossfield ball. Really good ball this time from Xavi to make up for the last one. Here's Jed Spence flying forward. One-on-one with his fullback. Lays it off to Gray. Gray with another 5. Gray loves a 5-yard pass, doesn't he? Out wide. Here's Kudus. Kudus is going to whip the ball in, is he? No, beats his man. Didn't get the shot. I mean, he felt like he should have had the shot, and then the free kick given away by Romero. Kudus, for me, should have had a shot there. Yeah, Kudus, for me, should have had a shot. I see what he was trying to do, but maybe one touch too many from Kudus. I don't think that's a foul from Romero. Normally, he does go diving in. I didn't think that one was, to be honest. I thought that was a good tackle. But a nice bit of possession from Spurs, but for me, too many sideways passes from the midfield. Too many. Could have gone into Richie or Mwani, but they haven't. Here's Porro. Porro now dinks the ball forward. A bit aimless, to be honest. Richie will chase it anyway, but the keeper gets it wide to Murillo. Poor ball from Porro, that. Just aimlessly punted it forward. Now, Jed Spence can win the ball high up. Gives it to Mwani. He lays it off to Bentancur. Bentancur gives it to Xavi Simons. Spurs just starting to get on the ball now. Out wide to Kudus. Kudus gives it to Porro. Thinks about the cross. Goes back to Kudus. Here's Xavi Simons. Back into Porro. Back to Xavi Simons. Spurs having a lot more of the football now in the second 5 minutes of the game. Here's Romero. Out to Xavi Simons. Xavi Simons spreads the play nicely over to Mickey van der Ven. I mean, Philly, they've had one cross. I mean, I wouldn't say they've really looked threatening. They've had a cross, haven't they? Anyway, good ball this time into Pedro Porro. Pedro Porro's got players in the box. He delivers a cross. It's not a good cross, and it's cleared easily by Murillo. Bentancur gets the ball and recycles it back to Porro. Porro with a loose... Porro's passing has been absolutely atrocious. Aston Villa have equalised away at West Ham. It's all happening, guys. And now Forest with the ball at the left back. But Spurs, I'll tell you what Spurs are doing very well at. We're winning the ball very well when Forest get the ball in the Spurs half. We're winning it back very well. But Porro, for me, that's 4 or 5 times now. His passing is just a bit lackluster. The Aston Villa equaliser from Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins with his 4th Premier League goal of the season. So West Ham 1, Villa 1. Here's Forest. They've played it out wide to the right again. This is where they were dangerous before. It goes out to Hutchinson. Jed Spence as... Oh, I thought he'd given a penalty. Wow. Sorry, he hadn't. He pointed at the for a goal kick. I thought he'd given away a penalty. But Hutchinson... Oh, yeah, he's gone over way too easy there. And Jed Spence just flicks his hand and says, get up. I mean, he's just done that. Come on, you've got to get up. It's nothing to it. Here's Archie Gray. Gives it to Van der Ven. I'll say what I always say. I cannot wait until we get a proper midfielder. I cannot wait. A proper ball-playing 8. I will say this every single week. Someone who controls a game of football. Here's a really poor pass from Mickey van der Ven. But one back by Xavi Simons, and then he's given the ball away. Some really sloppy passing at the moment from all of them. One back by Bentancur, who I do think's been one of our better players in this opening 11 minutes. Here's Xavi Simons. He turns, goes past Sangare, drops his shoulder, and Sangare takes him out for a Spurs throw-on. So Palace 0, City 0. Sunderland 0, Newcastle 0, West Ham 1, Aston Villa 1. Mateus Fernandes with the goal for West Ham and Ollie Watkins with the equaliser for Aston Villa. So Simmons dropped his shoulder, went past Sangare. Sangare took him out, and Spurs have a free kick now inside the Nottingham Forest half. It's been an interesting game so far. Spurs, I think, have had more of the ball, but it's just a little bit more careful with the football. Anyway, here's Pedro Porro. He's got a free kick. He's gone short. Again, we've not delivered it in. Here's Pedro Porro again. Now plays it out wide to Jed Spence. Brings it down nicely. Can he get a cross in? Instead, he's played it into Archie Gray. Archie Gray now lays it back inside to Mwani. Mwani goes back into Pedro Porro. Now Pedro Porro goes wide again to Spence. Spence is going to give it to Mwani. Is he? No. Instead, he goes back to Gray. Again, I'm going to say it again. Everything people criticised Bentancur, Paulinho midfield for, it's exactly the same with Gray in there. There's no forward passing. So it's our midfield. As cross comes in, headed down by Richarlison and just wide. So that was the first time Spurs have got a ball into the 6-yard box, just on the edge of the 6-yard box. Richarlison didn't quite make contact with it. Mwani checked back and yeah, he's not quite made contact with that, Richie, but it goes down and out for a Nottingham Forest goal kick. So here is Nico Williams. And he's taken down by Kudus, and Nottingham Forest will have a free kick on the halfway line here. It's been an interesting matchup, to be honest. It's not a classic, but really well won by Van der Ven. And then I'll tell you what, that's twice Mickey's done that. He's cut the ball out and then given it away immediately. And then Romero, to be fair to him, comes across and mops up the mistake by Van der Ven. I tell you what, the passing in general has been very sloppy. Bentancur's has been good, but it's been very sloppy other than that. A high hooked cross into the box, and then Porro can clear it, but the ref has given a free kick for the foul by Igor Jesus on Christian Romero. I don't think there was a lot in it, to be honest, but you take it if you get it. So 15 minutes gone exactly. Forest 0, Tottenham 0. Not a lot to report, really. The header against the post from Sangare is the obvious thing that's happened. Told you, whatever Frank does, he can't win. Look, I think most people would rather Mwani go on the left, right? So that we don't have Odeber or Tell there. But hey, it's what happens again when you don't build a squad properly. You have to start playing players out of position. Unfortunately, we didn't buy a left winger, and this is what happens. Here's Nico Williams, tries to play it forward. Kudus closes him down well, and Forest win the throw-in on the right-hand side. This game really needs something, doesn't it, to spark it into life. Bit of a stalemate at the moment. Archie Gray hooks the ball forward, but that's won easily in midfield. But then Xavi Simmons can win it back, and then he's brought down. Good tussle between him and Elliot Anderson there. Xavi Simmons is brought down. Bentancur takes the free kick quickly over to Mickey Van der Ven. He gives it to Jed Spence, back into Mickey Van der Ven, who's going to go across to Romero. Romero with a long raking pass into the path of Spence, who brings it down brilliantly. And then Spence tries to get it to Mwani, but his pass is cut out. Bless me. And then a free kick given away by Mwani. Yes, scrappy at the moment. I'm not allowed to say anything. I'm not saying anything. I'm not going to say anything. Because what will happen at half time, I'll hear how he's been really good. I'm not saying anything about Archie Gray this half. I'm not going to do it. People love him. Let him be. I'm just crying out, my man, for a proper central midfielder. Crying out for one. That's not on Gray. I'm not knocking Gray. I just want to see a proper midfielder that goes in above all of these lot. Anyway, Forest have the ball on the halfway line. They've gone back into Milenkovic. He goes back across to Murillo. Now to Nico Williams. Rain, I hear you, but Richarlison scored some goals this year, hasn't he? Like, you know, I don't rate Tell or Odegaard to go on the left wing and start games. Here's Nico Williams, plays it into Hudson-Odoi. I haven't really mentioned so far this game. I can't really remember Hudson-Odoi getting the ball, and now it's a goal kick to Tottenham. The pass way over here. But again, Finlay, you say this every game. I don't know what he does in a game. This is, I'm not being mean. I just don't know. If we're talking purely about him, not other players, I don't know what he does. That's my worry. I don't notice him in midfield at all. Bentancur dropping deep, getting the ball, starting off play. I just don't see what he does. I'm not knocking him. I just don't know what he does. And I know I'm not allowed to say that because people get upset because he's 19. But I just don't. I don't know what he does. Anyway, here's Nottingham Forest, and they're giving away a throw on the left-hand side. Oh, Hutchinson. Surely got to get a yellow for that. I don't know what's happened here. Spurs have got a player down. It looks like that could be Xavi Simons down on the ground. He's holding his throat, I think, or the top of his chest. I didn't see it. Let's have a look what happened here. So Xavi Simons, he ran in and Murillo blocked his path. I mean, I don't see a lot in it, if I'm honest. I didn't see a lot in that. You know, I think Murillo's just a big lad, isn't he? He's a big, powerful boy. If you run into him, you're going to get hurt. So not really a lot to note here so far, guys. 20 minutes gone. The header from Sangare hit the post, and then Spurs' only real chance was a Richarlison header where he didn't really connect with it. I don't know. I think this is going to be a Spurs ball, is it? Yeah, I think he's going to drop the ball the ref to Spurs. And the ball's going to be dropped at the feet of Captain Romero. Imagine somebody said earlier that Locatelli is... Can you imagine if Locatelli was in this team? We'd have all the ball and everything would be going through him. Everything. As I said, I never expect Spurs to control games with the midfield we've got. I never expect it. Never. I don't think Forest have either. This hasn't really been a game for midfield, has it? Really well won there by Bentancur and then given away again by Mickey van der Ven. And this is one of them ones that at half-time, if I mention Mickey van der Ven's not had a good game, people will go, he's had a great game. His passing has been atrocious. Really good play by Bentancur again. And now he's giving it away. Commentators curse. Bentancur now gives what is going on? And now the ball is played into the path of Igor Jesus. He's one-on-one with Van der Ven, lays it off instead to Savona. And now the ball is won back by Mwani. Mwani's running at the back four. He's got two players up with him. Mwani's still running, and then he's just done nothing. He ran and ran and ran, and then just ran into the centre-back. A real wasted opportunity there by Colomwani. And yeah, now Gibbs White has gone past Archie Gray like he's not there. Anderson now is going to bypass the whole of the team with a pass out wide. Really well won by Pedro Porro, but he's giving it away. Here's Nico Williams and one back by Pedro Porro for the corner. Scrappy. Absolutely greeny. We are winning it and then giving it away for fun. Everyone. Really poor up until then. Bentancur hadn't given it away, and then he wins it, and you're thinking, nice 10-yard pass. Nope, give it away. Told you, we've got to buy some ball-playing midfielders, guys. I'm telling you, I will die on that hill. These midfielders are not good enough. None of them. Not one of them is good enough. Corner kick from Forest. Cleared by Vicario, only as far as Hutchinson. Takes on Romero way too easily. Crosses the ball. It's blocked. Back to Hutchinson. And he goes all the way back into Nico Williams. This is the thing, though, guys. I don't understand why people are surprised at the sloppiness of the passing. If you don't buy ball-playing midfielders, this is what you end up with. So there's a cross in, headed down and wide by Nikola Milenkovic. Not really got going here. I just don't think we've got passers. We need a natural passer of the football in midfield. Got to get one. There's Romero. Plays it forward into the path of Richie. He can't get it. Archie Gray hooks it forward. Given away by Milenkovic. But then Simmons couldn't quite bring it under control. Now Mickey van der Ven heads it into the path of Jed Spence. Good defending that time by van der Ven. And Spurs have a throw-in. Yeah, but when you can't pass it over and over and over again, it shows you that none of them are good passers of the ball. It's not like they're randomly giving away 5-yard passes. It's every time. We do not have good passes of the football, Finlay. If you can't see that, I truly worry. And Richarlison throws his arms towards the ref. He's not happy with something. Now, Romero's been taken down on the halfway line, but the game is still going on. Bentancur's going to come and drift back into that centre-half position. Archie Gray picks up the ball, and the ref stops the game. It's a really scrappy game of football. But Romero is still down. West Ham have taken the lead again against Aston Villa. Really physical from Forest at the moment. You see that? I see. So Jesus was sliding in to get the ball, and as he went down, his arm went down into the face of Romero. The West Ham goal was scored by Jared Bowen, for anyone that cares. So Jared Bowen, another team that are picking up points now. Picking up points. Yeah, but they've been like this for years, and this is the problem. They're not football. They're not. All of our midfielders are workhorses. None of them are ball-playing midfielders. None of them. None of them at all. You look, Forest have even got Anderson as a ball-playing midfielder. Palace have got a Wharton. Don't have anyone. Don't have anyone who's a ball-playing midfielder. I'd love a Locatelli. I truly would. Put his foot on the ball, slow it down. Brilliant passing. Anyway, you're not missing anything. The game has stopped. So Romero is walking off to the sideline, and the ref's going to drop the ball for Vicario on the edge of the penalty area. So now the ball with Kudus, no, it's gone out for a Spurs throw. We've not really been able to get Kudus into this game, have we? And now Romero comes back onto the pitch. Here's Xavi Simons back into Porro. Porro now plays this forward, but that's going to be easy for John Victor to claim. And yeah, we've not really got going as an attacking force yet. And this is why when people are saying we'll just win 3 or 4-0, I don't know what Spurs they think they're watching these days. I genuinely don't know how anyone looks at this team and thinks you're going to rock up away from home and just easily sweep a team aside. Oh my God, Spurs! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my, we're 1-0 down. We're 1-0 down. I want to see this again. Archie Gray's had a mare. I think it was Archie Gray. They're all consoling him. And Spurs are 1-0 down. A really sloppy game. I want to see it again. I don't know, but I'll say it again. From what I just saw, I want to make sure I've seen what I've seen before I say anything. People have a go at me. So Romero gives it to Vicario. Vicario plays it into Gray. Oh, that's just awful. That's just awful. That is awful. That is absolutely awful from Archie Gray. Spurs are 1-0 down out of absolutely nothing. To be fair, Romero and Van der Ven went over to him immediately to console him. You can't do that. You can't do that. You just can't. Not in your own 18-yard box. You can't be doing that. Oh, mate, that wasn't Vicario. I mean, why would I blame Vicario there? Gray showed for the ball. He gave it to him. Gray's got to take a first touch and lay it off. Messed it up. They scored. I feel for the lad, but here's Xavi Simons driving through. Lays the ball off to Jed Spence if he gets there. Jed Spence goes past the defender and I think gets the free kick. He does. And it's a yellow card. I think that was to Savona. Look, I feel for anyone making that mistake, but told you, these players aren't good enough on the ball. I'm telling you. I'm seeing a lot of people want to blame Vicario for that. Why? Well, Archie Gray made the run to receive the ball. Sorry, no, this is what I mean. Listen, this is what I mean. See, we're blaming the wrong person. He demanded the ball. Anyway, free kick Spurs. Can we hit back immediately before half time? Free kick, whipped in, back post. It's gone over everyone, and John Victor's had to tip it over the bar, so Spurs win a corner kick. But Gray literally demanded the ball to his feet. What do you mean? He literally sits there and goes, give me the ball. Like, he asked for the ball and then couldn't control it. God, this is what I mean. Even when it's plain as day, we can't. Can't say anything. This is what I mean. People are so protected. Corner kick by Kudus into the box, cleared by John Victor. Simmons brings it down, hooks it back in. It's gone over everyone. Kudus might be able to bring that down. He doesn't. And Igor Jesus clears it. Here's Kudus into the box. Dinks it back across. Richie tries to get the header. Good defensive work from Milenkovic. And now Bentancur can hook it wide to Spence. There's the shot from Gray and saved. Much better, Gray. Got the ball on the half volley. Turned shot. Saved by John Victor low down. Guess who Lubo's blaming, by the way, people? Lubo is not blaming Gray. Of course he's not. Doesn't matter what he does, he's great. I'm telling you, look, I don't blame him. He's not ready. Bergval's not ready. Sar's not ready. I think there's so many of these that are not ready. Transfer window coming up. What are we going to do? Are we going to buy proper players or not? Look, I'll be honest, I was worried before the game about the midfield battle. And I'm still worried about the midfield battle. I'm predictable how? So that wasn't on Archie Gray demanding the ball and then miscontrolling it. No. No, was that not him? Sorry, who? No, we're not allowed to. Okay, cool. Right, I get it. I get it. Right, okay, cool. Wasn't Archie Gray's fault, everybody. By the way, I don't think Vicario's good enough either. I know I'm not blaming. He's not blameless. I don't think Vicario's good enough, but there's a lot of these players I do not think are anywhere near what our fans think they are. Got people like Marios before the game going, we've got a better forward line in defence than Villa. Based on what? Like, we just say these things. Here's Kudus. Hasn't got in the game at all here, Kudus. Has not got in this game at all. The Spurs need to see something else second half here. Really need to see something else. You're never allowed to say. It's just everything he does is great, apparently. Really well won back by Spence. Here's Gray. Drive with it. Go on, Archie. Drive with it. Good ball. Out to Kudus. Beats his man brilliantly. Still driving with it. Still driving with it. But can't keep going. He ran out of room and legs. And now Forest are on the counter-attack. And a ball whipped in and just wide from Forest. Mate, but Bergval's no better. See, Alex, but this is the thing. Fans like you do this. Start him instead of Bergval. What's Bergval done that makes people say he's better? Maybe they're just not good enough, Alex. Maybe they're just not good enough. I don't know why people can't just say this. Why does it always have to be one or the other? Maybe they're just not good enough. We've got to stop pretending that the Greys, the Sars and the Bergvals, the Richies, the Johns, these are not good enough. Please, can we stop pretending that these footballers are better than they are? But the stats this season show how much Bergval loses the ball and gives it away. So no, that it doesn't. He wouldn't do much better. There's no evidence of that. You are saying this because you are Swedish. It's so boring, Alex. So imagine I loved every English player because they're English. We keep arguing about one average player to another. Why can't we just admit that the players aren't good enough? I've called it out. I've said they all keep giving the ball away, but Xavi Simons, we know we've seen quality from. Alex, mate, listen, I'm not going to do this anymore with people. I'm so bored of everybody overrating Gray, everybody overrating Bergvall. I'm so bored of it. I don't rate them for a reason. They're not ready yet. When did our standards get so low that the answer is, well, if Bergvall had played instead of Gray? What? Gotta buy properly. Gotta buy proper footballers. Stop hyping up kids. Stop it. Stop hyping them up. Here's Hudson-Odoi. Ball over the top into the arms of Vicario. This is based on absolutely nothing. I'm not doing this. The answer to every question is Bergvall. I'm so bored of it. I don't know. Listen, I remember growing up, our fans had, I don't know, we had standards. We had standards. Now, have you noticed when Gray plays, right? When we win, great decision. When he doesn't, when he plays and we're not winning, should have been Bergvall. What do you do? What do you do? Whatever team he picks, everyone complains. How can we not just see that we don't have very good midfielders? All my mates who don't support Spurs all see it. Don't rate any of our midfielders. But don't worry, if Bergvall had played, we would have been great. If Bergvall plays and we're not good, but if Gray had played, we would have been great. And now Gray's got a yellow card for a clumsy tackle. Oh, I don't think he did anything in the last game really either. He made one good pass in the last game. I mean, what an open statement. Again, I can tell you've not supported Spurs. Spurs were rubbish years ago. Which year are you talking about? Which year are you talking about? Look, I'll say what I've said all along, right? Archie Gray should be on loan, playing week in, week out somewhere that isn't Tottenham. Right? He should be on loan, playing somewhere week in, week out and developing him. Same as Bergvall for me. These boys should not be at a Premier League team playing. They're not ready. Not ready at all. Mate, this is absolutely it. This is what I mean. Against Prague, he did nothing. Then he put the ball into Bergvall, into whoever for the goal, for the penalty, and it's, he's had a good game. I honestly, the standards are on the floor. The standards are on the floor. Man City are 1-0 up. Here's Romero. No, Sarr is not levels above them. No, you're doing the same mistake. This is the problem. None of them are that good. Please, can we just be honest for once? None of them are actually good enough for Tottenham Hotspur. And look how many times Bergvall gives the ball away every game when he's not creating. In a number 8, Bergvall isn't good. In the number 10, he's better. Aaron, you've said the same thing 5 times, mate. All right, we get it, mate. We get it. It's that simple. It's that simple. Nothing's changed my mind. None of them are good enough. None of them. We've got too many people Happy camp. We've got too many Lubos coming onto shows every week telling you all, Gray, trust me. No, I don't want to trust you. I use my eyes. I watch. These are not good enough. None of them are. Doesn't matter which one of them plays. They're not good enough. Our midfield looks so open with Gray in there. So open. Scott, it's mad, isn't it? But whichever one isn't playing, that's the reason we're not winning. But when that other one starts, it's the other one is the reason we're not winning. It's mad. As I said, in my friends' WhatsApp group, not YouTubers, all my mates agree, just like, what is your midfield? Like, it's just nothing. But we have got to fix up in this second half because this has not been good. But remember, everyone wanted to come away from Bentancur Paulinho because they said that Archie Gray was a progressive passing midfielder. He is not. Bergvall is not a progressive passing midfielder. This is the problem. Everyone wanted to see it. And I never really clambered for it. Here's Bentancur, passes the ball out wide. Now down to Kudus. Good ball into Porro. Porro now, too slow, gives away a throw, and then he pushes Anderson. Really silly from Porro. Yeah, I said Kudus has not been in this game at all. He's been really poor. Well, I don't know why. Why do you need to hear me say that? What's that got to do with what we were talking about? I never said he'd been good. You're doing that thing again, aren't you? Said it for years. Said it for years. But it's people like Alex in the chat. Bergvall. I've never seen anything from Bergvall where I think, yeah, you should be starting for Tottenham. But if he had started, mate, honestly, our fans don't know a player anymore. It's a real shame. It's a real shame. We used to really rate footballers, and now we don't. No, he's not. Look at his data. No, he's not a progressive passing midfielder. No, that's lies again. Just see what I mean. I hear this about Gray, then I hear it about Bergvall. People can't make up their mind. Which one is it? Here is Mickey van der Ven. It's only 1-0. Just got to make sure we don't go 2 down for half time. Here is Mwani. Again, he's not been in the game. Spence gives it away. I can't say anyone's had a good game here at all. It's been really poor. Now Forest coming away down the left-hand side. Have fun. Here's Odoi, cuts in, lays it off to Anderson. Good tackle, Xavi Simons, but Odoi gets the ball whipped in, headed cleared by Mwani, who done well to get back. And then Richie gives the ball away. Oh, my gosh. Mate, I think he looks out of his depth every game. But we keep pretending. Oh, Gray was good. Was he? Mate, honestly, it's weird. It's so weird. This fetish with he's young. Get him in. Give him a game. No, get in players. I've not mentioned Thomas Frank's name. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Grow up, Stefan. I've not mentioned him once. Sorry, am I? Magic microphone saying things I've not said. Yeah, but Alex, I'm talking in fact. The data shows Bergvall's passing is non-existent, progressive. He has no progressive passing at all. He drives with the ball. Oh, Ian, tell me about it. Oh, tell me about it, man. Tell me about it. Honestly, I think we've bought so poorly over the years, so poorly. But yet fans go, we should finish fourth. Fans go, oh, we should win every game 3 or 4-0. Like, what are you watching? What players are you watching to think that? Here's Mickey van der Ven, 20 seconds left. Can we do something in this last 20 seconds? Here's the ball into Xavi Simons, who's had a very quiet game, and that's a crap pass as well from Xavi Simons. And at the moment, I couldn't tell you anyone that's had a good game here. I couldn't tell you anyone. It's 1-0 at our time. I genuinely don't know if I can find any praise for any player. That was horrific. Let me stop this. Didn't like that at all. Really poor at the back. Really poor in midfield. Nothing up top. Nothing out wide. I'm really, really struggling to find a positive for that half. Here you go. Here's the positive for that half. That we're only 1-0 down. I mean, they've not been amazing, but the team doesn't click. There's the components aren't right. The components aren't right. Look, what we do know is Thomas Frank's got a big half-time team talk coming up, and he needs to G them up because that wasn't good. I thought Porro was poor. Jed Spence was poor. Mickey van der Ven, that's the worst I've seen him play for a while. Vicario looks lackadaisical. Gray, I think, has had an absolute shocker. Bentancur done some decent things, but then gave the ball away. Kudus done nothing and give the ball away. Xavi Simons has huffed and puffed, but giving the ball away. Randall Colomawani's done nothing. Richie's done nothing. I genuinely don't know I can say anything nice about any of them. And that's the only thing that gives me hope, is that can it be that bad in the second half? Look, I will say this until I'm blue in the face. And I think the only people will only see it when it changes. This team is crying out to complete the jigsaw. Crying out for it. Crying out for it. Senior pros. Senior pros needed. Passers of the ball needed. Technicians needed. Left wingers needed. Central midfielders needed. A proper left back needed. At the moment, as I said, let's see how different it is from playing Brentford and Prague at home to playing Forest away. As I've said, for all those now saying, Frank, fine, sack him, cool. Who are you bringing in that makes these players better? Whoever comes, I've said it before, I've said it again. Whoever comes in needs to buy footballers. And until we do, it don't matter, the manager or the players. Until we buy better players. Scott, I've asked for this for years, and I get told it doesn't matter. This team is absolutely crying out for a ball-playing number 8 that controls the game of football. We need a ball-playing number 8. I want to stop hearing all this bullshit about Sarr, Bergvall, Gray, Bentancur. These players are not good enough. Get a ball-playing number 8. Again, this prick does not listen to me. You keep doing this, mate. Listen to what I said. I thought Bentancur for the first 20 minutes did some nice things. Yeah, put out some fires. Then in the second 25 minutes, started giving the ball away like the others. Listen to what I say, not what you think I've said. People don't listen. People don't listen to what is actually said. You think I've said something. You're not listening. Look, what do you say? What do you say to that? What do you say? Look. Frank is useless. Look what I don't know how you have patterns of play when you don't have midfielders that are capable of patterns of play. I've said this time and time and time again. Said this time and time and time again. If you finish 17th and then don't buy what you need in the window, this shit gonna happen sometimes. I don't know how people don't get this. Absolutely. For me, this isn't about his age. I don't see the quality. I don't see the quality. We need a much better second half here. We've got to see a much more improved second half. As I said, I think, listen, Ellie, everyone knows I said this in the summer. I have not changed my mind on anything. I don't rate the keeper. I don't rate any of our fullbacks, particularly as defenders. I don't rate our midfield. I don't rate the forwards, and we haven't bought a proper left winger. We, for me, are so far away from what some fans think this squad is. And you got people that before the game going, we should finish fourth with this squad. What? This squad is being put together so badly. You're going to have some bad games. You're going to have some good games. That's what happens. That's what happens when you don't have a good squad. It's what happens. As I said, see, but again, Alex is Swedish, so Bergvall is good enough. How many games I've watched this season, Spurs have been poor when Bergvall's playing? But he's now, this is what I mean. If Gray plays, we should have played Bergvall. If Bergvall plays, why is Gray not playing? If Bergvall plays, why is Sarr not playing? If Sarr plays, why is Paulinho not playing? Are we not seeing a theme here? None of them are good enough. None of them are good enough. None of them are good enough. I don't know. I don't know what our fans are watching to think these players are good enough. We got fans like Alex who don't understand football. Bergvall. What other club in the Premier League wants Bergvall starting for them that we feel should be at our level? Like, what are we doing here? And you watch the next game, Bergvall will start and our fans will blame that. Oh, but Bergvall shouldn't have played this one. Can we please just acknowledge for once? As I said, sack the manager. Cool, sack him. Bring in the new one, sure. Next game, when the midfield's crap, who are you blaming then? Is it the manager? Is it the player? What are we doing? It's amazing. So many people can really see it. Absolutely, Jordan. I'd sell every single. I don't care for any of them. I like Paulinho for the games in which you need an out-and-out DM stopper. Other than that, you know, I'm not, Jordan. You've heard me say this how many years? I don't rate them. I don't rate these midfielders. I don't. I don't know how this fan base looks at the engine room of Tottenham and thinks, yeah, we should be hammering teams 3 or 4-0. I genuinely don't know. The passing. We haven't got passers of the ball in our team. Sloppy passing. He's okay. Again, I've always said it. He's okay. He's not going to get you to that level. None of the midfielders we've got will get you to that level. But all our fans, you've got people like Alex. They just praise Bergvall. People like Lubo, it's Gray. Like other people, Sar's got I don't know about you guys, but we used to know a midfielder. We used to really know a good midfielder. And now we're just sitting here. Look, by the way, I think Kudus has been crap today. He's got to show us something second half. Holding on to the ball too long. Not taking his man on. It's been a lovely day for Nico Williams, hasn't it? Been a lovely day for Nico Williams. Been an easy day for Savona. I think Mawani went past him once and he brought him down. But doesn't surprise me. Bill, but you're one of the people who said we should finish fourth with this squad. This is the problem. Queen Ellie saying stupid shit. You said we need a coach. We do need a coach. Yes. Give the coach a proper set of players. You'll see a difference. Right? This is the problem. I said we need a coach. We do need a coach. Coaching doesn't happen over 3 or 4 months. Coaching happens over time, Ellie. It doesn't happen over 3 or 4 months. As I said, all the people saying sack him, you can sack him all you want. All you want. The next manager, we're going to be saying the same thing. Mate, I get Jordan, completely agree with you. He runs around, runs into people, right? And then everyone goes, but Bergval's got to play. Sure. It's, as I've said, when I bring up the data about how many times Bergval can't pass the ball forward, and then you've got people going, he's a ball playing midfielder. No, he's not. I agree, James. I agree. But you get a proper set of midfielders in there, we will dictate games. You've got to have proper midfielders. As I said, it's okay at games at home where the other team sit behind the ball. When you're away from home and you need a little bit of something else battling in midfield, we don't have it. And I will die on that hill. I've died on that hill for years. And this is the point. This is the point. Look at Wolves, rock bottom. Bergval or Gray do not start above Andre or Gomez, right? That's the thing. But at Tottenham, please play Gray. Please play Bergval. Oh, my God, I'm so bored of hearing it. I'm so bored of hearing it. So bored of hearing it. Look, it's not the mistake from Gray. People make mistakes. I just keep watching him and I'm waiting to see what all of these people have lied to me about. Oh, you'll see it. It's off the ball. Like, have you noticed, when the ball goes to Bentancur in central midfield, I'm looking around and thinking to myself, where is Gray? And he's just wandering around. I just don't know what he does. Simmons today, to be fair, wandering around. He's played really well the last 2 games. Today, just looks lost. And I don't know. I think he's got to do something with this midfield. I genuinely, guys, honestly, I genuinely don't know what the answer is with this midfield. I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know the answer. I don't look and go, well, that 2 has to play. Everyone does this. Like people like Alex don't come in before the game and say it. They wait till, yeah, I told everyone if Gray, but if Bergval. I don't rate Kudus. Who said, what do you mean? Of course I rate Kudus. I don't know. I don't understand a fan base. Look, I'll say this calmly. If we don't buy better quality midfielders in the next couple of windows, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. I'm telling you. And you can all mock me. You can all want Frank out. Nothing's going to change. I don't know how many games over how many years we have to watch players that can't pass, and then we blame the manager for that. I just don't get it. But even then, a few additions to finish 4th. This squad is well off, Bill. This squad is well off, Paul. I genuinely do not know. Yeah, and of course, this is what we need to see, right? I agree with you. This is what we need to see. As I said, Dan, half of me, listen, I don't want him sacked. I think it's ridiculous. Half of me almost wants to see him sacked so that people will see when the next manager comes in that the midfield is still crap, that the left winger is still crap, that the left back is still not right. Hey, it is what it is. As I said, fans of other clubs seem to realise how bad some of our players are. Our own fans don't. And until we do, I just can't see it changing. Stanley? Well, Xavi Simons is about to get us kicked off. Let's see. Gray's back out. They're all back out there. No changes made. Let's see. I'm guessing he's going to give them 10 minutes and say, right, fix this, or the subs are being made. Shep, if you ask this one more time, I'm just going to block you. I don't want to talk about other YouTubers, please. I've got no need to talk about them. This isn't what I said at all. Again, this is where you get dickheads like this that I've not said that at all. I don't have a biased blind spot. As I said, sack him, fine. I'll wake up in the morning, we go again with a new manager. But then you'll see it's the same. Listen to what I actually say. Listen to what I say. Don't be a prick all your life. There you go. It's nice and simple, isn't it? We'll see. Look, we've got to do something different here. See if we can get a point, 3 points. See Xavi Simons does well. Got 2 players for company. He's held up the ball well. Gets it to Kudus. He did well there, did Xavi Simons. Now here's Porro. God, they are closing us down on that right-hand side so quickly, aren't they? No, don't want Højbjerg back. We need proper top players. We need some really good players, my man. All of these average footballers. Let's see what we got this half, shall we? Can we get back into it? Football is a game of 2 halves, and Spurs need it to be today. So here's the throw into Xavi Simons. He goes back out to Porro. Now it's fallen to the feet of Kudus. He needs to do something better this half, Kudus. Bentancur takes it off him. Here's Mickey van der Ven. Turns, shoots, blocked by Milenkovic. Spurs starting a bit more on the front foot here. Hopefully, Frank has got into them, but that's a really poor ball from Jed Spence. As I said, Spence for me does some lovely stuff, but then that final ball when he gets into the opposition half just always lets him. I've got a missed call from Wolfie. Oh, I've got a missed call. Oh, sorry, Wolfie. I've got a missed call. But then when Jed Spence just need that moment of cry, that moment of time, you need that calmness. Just not got it. A free kick given away by Pedro Porro. He's having another one of those really bad games, isn't he, old Pedro Porro? What have we got here this half? I just can't do this every single half. We don't play well. It's manager in, manager out. It's just getting crazy. Jed Spence has lost the ball again, and then Mickey van der Ven has been skipped past by Hutchinson, and then Mickey comes back and gets the tackle in the end. I don't know. Oh, mate, we've got to buy quality in midfield. Got to. I say this every day. I bore myself saying it. Nothing has changed my mind. Nothing. These midfielders are not good. Everyone, I want to see Bergvall. I want to see Gray. Oh, God, it's so boring. And what will happen in a minute? Someone will do a nice 10-yard pass. They'll go, there you go, look. Quality, raise standards, get quality. Hutchinson, corner, whipped in, pushed away by Vicario. It's fallen. It's gone back to the halfway line to Savona, I think. So here's Callum Hudson-Odoi. Turns Porro inside out, whips the ball in, and he scored. What a goal. I want to see if that was Vicario's fault. But if not, that's a worldie. And Spurs are 2-0 down and sinking without a trace. Dan, you're right. And unfortunately, we did concede again, and we don't have any control of the midfield at all. No control. They have bossed us in midfield. I was worried about it. It's happened. It's 2-0. I need to see what this goal was all about. But Hudson-Odoi took Porro on, then took him on again. Let's have a look. Here we go. He does him once, then twice, and then Vicario. Surely Vicario's got to do better there. I mean, guys, are you guys putting that down to a worldie, or is Vicario way off positioning? I mean, I can't work out whether it's absolutely brilliant or whether or not Vicario's had a mare. See, again, look, what idiots come. The moment we start losing, as I've said, mate, Sam, listen, use your brains, you dickhead. Sack him all you want. When the next manager comes in, let's do the same thing again. I'm telling you, sack him all you want. Sack him all you want. A manager is going to have to build with this squad. Here's Archie Gray driving through. Go on, Archie. Lays it off to Mawani. Mawani plays it across to Simmons. Simmons, can he get the shot? He gives it to Kudus. Can he get the shot? He shoots. It's blocked. Edge of the box to Porro. Here's Kudus. Dinks it in. Floated over. And Mawani's header kind of harmlessly falls into the arms of the keeper. This is why I hate doing watch-alongs. It's like every time we start losing, you just get absolute pricks like this. It's so hard work. I'd still, I mean, Vicario, another one I don't rate. Another one I don't rate, Vicario. As I've said, guys, I will say this time and time again. I know no one listens to me. You've got idiots like Sam Smith. Said, if you sack him, sack him. But I don't think anything's going to change until you buy better players. I truly don't. Oh, God. Oh, God, his defending is awful. Danny says it every week. Big up Danny. Says it every week. Porro can't defend. He can't defend. Too many, far too average players. What have they got in them? Let's see. Right, we got what? Just over 40 minutes. We've got to see some. We've got to see what are they made of. Ball whipped in. Gray left it, hoping it would go all the way through to Mawani, and it didn't. We're going to see what we're made of here, aren't we? What have we got? Well, this is the point, right? In a way, Scott, do you know what? In a way, I want to see him sacked because I want to see when a new manager comes in and we can't pass a football and Vicario does shit like that and Porro can't defend, I want to see what happens. Morgan Rogers has equalised for Villa. Mate, I said I've never rated him. You know, anyone who watches me knows it. I've not changed my mind on any of these players. Jordan, this is interesting. We'll talk about this at the end of the game. This is interesting. Yeah, well, I guess, was it a fluke cross? Was it bad goalkeeping? Was it a great finish? I don't know. All I know is we're 2-0 down, and at the moment, I can't see how we get back into this. Bergvall and Ben Davis are coming on. I hope Davis goes to left back and Spence to right back. Paulina's coming on as well. I'm guessing that's going to be for Archie Gray. As I said, they can sack. Do you know what I mean? Dude, listen, and this is the thing. People like Sam Smith in the chat don't use their ears. You can sack the manager. I'm not wedded to the manager. You can sack him all you want, but then we start all this again. And we go back to a transfer window going, right, are we going to buy the next manager some quality? They're in again here. Here's Hudson-Odoi, dinks it across. Gray didn't get the header away. Richie, good defending by Richie, and he's gone down like he's been shot. Embarrassing, Richie. Get up. Here's Jed Spence. Gives it to Mawani. A crap pass from Spence. And Mawani's going to mop up. Awful pass from Spence. Another one that can't pass a football. Here's Bentancur. Driving forward. Lays it out wide to Pedro Porro. Porro plays the ball down the line to Kudus. He's got Simmons over with him. Forest have got everyone back here very quickly. Ball whipped in, headed clear by Forest. I mean, the goal, Porro can't defend. Bentancur was lazy. The keeper at positioning. Porro whips the ball in, and Murillo with a really good defensive cross, and it's gone out for a throw-in, and Tottenham going to make their changes. Oh, here comes all the Ange fans talking about last season. God, we are a boring fan base, aren't we? God, we're so boring. He's got to go off, mate. He's got to go off. He's not ready. He is not ready. He's not ready at all. Just not ready. Chris, if you keep doing this, I'll just block you, mate. No one said it was going to fix everything. No one said that. This is, honestly, our fan base is... Look, let's have a call. What have I done now? What have I done now? Who has said what that I have not said? If I don't say everything... Bentancur. Okay, if it's Bentancur turn twice, then it's dreadful from Bentancur. Why do you think I love Bentancur? Weird. I don't think he's good enough either. Jesus Christ. Honestly, doing watch-alongs is fucking horrible when you've got absolute pricks like this in the chat. It's such hard work. Every time we do a watch-along and Spurs concede a goal, Frank out. Savva this, it's like, oh my God, like, what are we doing? So I'm guessing it's going to be, so Davis for Spence. I mean, let's be fair, none of them can really complain. I think Spencer's Porro and Spence have been dreadful today for me. I haven't defended. Oh my God. Am I saying something stupid into the mic that people aren't listening to? Like, I genuinely don't think you've heard me defend Frank at all. I genuinely don't think you have. But sure, just keep making it up. Gray's gone off, had to. So Spence, Bentancur and Gray for Paulinho, Bergvall and Davis. Look at the state of the players we're bringing on as well. Oh, God. It's so weak. I genuinely don't know how many times I have to say this. Mate, Ryan, it's mental. My fan base is full of dickheads who can't listen properly, right? As I've said, sack the manager. I can't say it any more times. Sack him all you want, right? Sack him all you want. What's going to change? We didn't buy what we needed in the summer. We're going to need to buy what we need next summer with a new manager. Sure. Are we going to do it then? I don't know. I don't know what to say. I just get a little bit bored of doing watch-alongs and everything is just... guys, this is not my fault that Tottenham aren't great. I mean, it's ridiculous. Every time Spurs don't win a game, Savva wanted this. Savva wanted Spurs to buy a midfielder and a left winger and a striker and a left back and a ball-playing midfielder. That's what Savva wanted. By the way, Savva's going to want that whoever the next manager is as well. It's just getting fucking ridiculous now. Every single watch along. Every watch along. Every watch along. Look at these children. Wolfie owns me. What? What do you mean Wolfie owns me? What? He's getting blocked. What, are you, a child? Football club wins a game, fan owns another fan. Now do you see why I don't go on panel shows? What are we talking about here? So childish. So childish. It's just stupid at this stage. Honestly. It's like my mates just don't understand how I do YouTube. Like they're like they watch this and like, your fans are just dicks. I'm like, yes. I'm really ashamed of our fan base. It is every time we're losing, but Ange. It's like, oh my God, Ange left the club 6 months ago. No, you're not listening. No, you didn't listen to. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm not complaining about the players we're coming on. I'm saying this is the level we have. This is what we've got. These are the players we have to bring on. This is what I'm saying. These are the players we've got. Should have been free. Dragged his shot wide, Hutchinson. I don't do all that. A YouTuber owns another YouTuber. You're in the mud nonsense. What are we doing? Here's Mawani. Tries to pull it across and it goes out for a corner kick. Savva, I see what? I don't know. What do you mean? Savva, I don't know who you are. If you put it in 3 times, you're getting blocked. Oh, that sums it up. That sums it up. Kudus' corner way overhit by him, and Richie couldn't keep it on. I mean, that sums up wasted. Absolutely wasted. I tell you what, the frustrating thing for me, guys, is you do realise I'm a Spurs fan as well. Does everyone think I like losing like this? It's mad. Here's Ben Davis to Mawani. Lazy little flick, put out for a throwing. Just again, I just can't think of anyone who's had a good game. Here's Mawani to Ben Davis. Here's Bergvall. Drops his shoulder well. Plays the ball out wide to Kudus. He needs to do something here because he's had a really poor game. Good ball out to Simmons. Simmons, right idea, poor pass. I don't know how many times he said that. Right idea, poor pass. Here's Simmons to Kudus. Just under half an hour. Kudus whips the ball in, blocked. One back really well by Paulinho. Simmons, oh my God, he's given the ball away again. What? I don't know what to say. Can anyone pass a football at this club? Can anyone pass a football? Simmons wins it well in midfield. Drop your shoulder. Gives it to Richard. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Simmons puts in Richie. The ball is at his feet and his first touch took it about 10 yards in front of him. Oh my God. Oh my God, Richie, that's the worst first touch I've ever seen in my life. Wow. What do you say when what do you say? I'm just really not enjoying the watch-alongs anymore. I used to like them. Now it's just become attack after attack after attack after attack. It's just getting a bit silly. I'm a Spurs fan as well. All right, I'm a Spurs fan as well. You think I want to be watching this? Here's Elliot Anderson. Plays the ball over to Murillo. Here's Anderson again into Hutchinson. Been really impressed with him today. He's looked very lively. That's right. Get that Barcelona football with these midfielders. Yeah. This is what I mean. I like Xavi Hernandez, but if you bring him in, are you going to bring in the players he needs? Good play by Paulinho. Wins the ball. Still driving forward. The ref's got to bring that back, surely. No? The ref. Oh, ref, you've got to bring that back. Oh, my God. He's not brought that back for a foul. That is mental. Oh, ref. Simmons out wide to Kudus. One of these two needs to step up here and do something. Kudus gets the ball across and it's hit the defender and deflected, looped up into the arms of John Victor. Yeah, but it's not about passing it 5 yards. It's about naturally having ball players, right? I mean, in terms of controlling a game of football, good ball down the line. It's actually gone off the defender for a throw to Spurs. I agree with you, but we've been like this for years with our passing. And now the Forest goalkeeper's gone down holding his... What's he holding? His calf? I'll tell you what, Billy, we need so much. We need so... I will never not die on that hill. I will never not die on that hill. I don't care who the manager is. Whoever it is, get him a midfielder, get him a left winger, get him a striker, get him a left back, get him proper footballers, whoever the football manager is. I don't care. Give it to Frank Spencer, Timmy Mallet. I don't give a fuck who the manager is. I'll say it over and over again. But buy proper players, please. Please buy proper players. Well, Forest have lost 2 games in 10, Aaron. You've got to do your homework. Forest have lost 2 games in 10. So they're 17th because of the start there to the season. Oh, Stu, all day. I just want some pros. I want some pros. Do you know what I mean? See, but this is what I mean. We need a proper manager first of all, bringing in proper players. Look at the mindset. Whoever the manager is needs players. Listen to what I'm saying, dickhead. And I will call you a dickhead because you're a horrible human. Horrible. Spurs need a big 20 minutes here because this has not been good. And Bergvall with his usual, that's Bergvall, right? Bergvall runs around, headless chicken, fouls people. But don't worry. Alex told us if Bergvall plays, he's just like the rest of them. Not good enough. Just not good enough. He's just... Oh. No, not at all. You just say the same thing every show, mate. You're not here when we win. The last 2 games, I've not seen you in the chat. And then we start losing, and here you are again. Look, as I said, I'll say it again, sack the manager, fine. Sack the manager, fine. Then are we going to back that manager? I don't know. Are we going to back the one after? Are we going to buy proper players, or are we going to be seeing Ben Davis this time next year? Are we going to be seeing Bergvals and Grays in midfield? Are we going to see no left winger brought into the club? Are we going to be seeing Richie up front? Or are we actually going to do what we need to do? Man City have gone 2-0 up. Phil Foden in excellent form. 7th and 17th. 7th and 17th, I think. Yeah, they did finish 7th, didn't they? Yeah, because they got bumped up to the Europa League from, yeah. Oh, gosh. Here's Xavi Simons. Can he do something? Lovely ball control. Really good from Xavi Simons there. Much better from Simons. Kudus plays the ball across. Poor from him. He's been really poor today, Mo Kudus. He's had a couple of really good games, and then this. Same with Xavi. West Ham have had a goal disallowed. It was 3-2 for a minute there, but disallowed. It's just so funny. All of the ones, like right now, we've got 700 in. When we were beating Prague and Brentford, we had like 400 in. And it's the same. It's the people like Sam Smith now. They're not here when you win games. They're not here when you play well. Mate, Genesis, I don't think he is the answer. I don't think he's good enough either. He's Kudus. Tries to take his man on, can't, and gives away a foul. I'm not sure that was a foul, but yeah, he's had a mare today. He's not played well today at all. It's frustrating more when it's a top player you know can play well. I expect it of Gray. I expect it of Davis and Bergvall and these players and Richie. But players like Kudus and Simons, for me, got to do better. They've had 2 really good games. Well won by Xavi Simons. I tell you what, at least Xavi Simons is showing fight. At least Xavi Simons is showing fight. Honestly, it's hard work being Spurs, isn't it? Oh, we're just going around in circles as a club. Oh, God. You know it. We're going to have a new manager soon. We're going to buy Paul in the window. We're just going around in circles, aren't we? Here's Richie, wins a free kick, and Spurs have got about 17 minutes. I mean, the performance is utterly undefendable. This has been really poor. And off the back of 2 good performances, to then go and put in this, it's just, we are so up and down. We are so up and down. As I said, we got fans who think this squad should be top 4. As I said, I don't see it. I think when everyone's fit, Solanke and Maddison and Kulu, when you buy a left winger, when you get a proper striker and a midfielder, maybe. But that's 6 or 7, 8 players. Right now, I think we're miles off it. Here's Bergvall. Whips in a cross deep, cleared easily by Forest. Mawani goes over to get it. He can't keep it in, and that's pretty much summed up the game. Mate, it's mad, isn't it? Like, it's chalk and cheese. Like what are we? It's chalk and cheese. It's chalk and cheese. Chalk and cheese. Callum's wake up to what? I don't know what you want me to wake up to. My opinion's not changed for all year. My opinion has not changed. I've not got anything to wake up to. I think people just want to hear me say Frank out, don't they? That's what they want to hear. If I say Frank out, what changes? If I say Frank out, what changes? The next manager will come in. These players are still here. As I've said. I mean, I knew this was going to be a tough game, but I thought we'd be in it. Xavi Simons knocked to the ground, not going to get a free kick. Well won back by Mawani. Ben Davis into Bergval. What you got here? Bergval cutting across, plays a good ball out to Kudus. He puts a ball into Porro. Right idea, wrong execution again. Yeah, he's not got it right at all, Kudus, today, has he? Not got it right at all. Struggling to find anyone I can give credit to here. Mate, Andrew, as I said, whoever the manager is, that statement is correct. Whoever the manager is, this statement is correct. This club, I said, is going to take years to turn around. It's going to take years. Years of poor management, poor planning, poor transfers. Right? It's going to take years, whoever it is. So, as I said, wake up tomorrow, sack him, fine. Next manager, what are we doing with him in the window? But it is what it is. I think it's going to be years. I know people don't want to hear that. It's going to be years. This squad is miles off. This squad is miles off. If fans want to be back to where we were under Poch, like that team that was always in the top four, we are miles away. Miles. Okay, I don't know what you want me to say. Mate, listen. Listen to what I'm saying. This is so boring. I don't know why you need to hear me say something. It's weird. It's going to take years. As I said at the beginning of the summer, if people think this is all going to change, the football, the players, the coaching, the signings, the ethos, the culture, if everyone thinks that's going to change in 6 months at Tottenham, then you're mad. Yes, but they've also only lost 2 games in 10. Look, it seems like the consensus is people want him gone. And if that's the case, then he'll end up going. And then we'll sit here and we'll start again. And then, can I just ask? I'll ask this question. If we do sack him, and the new manager comes in and nothing changes, what are we all going to say then? What are we all going to say then? I'll just asking the question. See if I can get any answers. What will we say? That's a great goal. It's 3-0. That's a great finish. That one wasn't anyone's fault, but a great goal. And Spurs are 3 down, and this is turning into an embarrassing away day. So let me ask you. Let me see if I can get any answers from anyone. I'm just asking, right? Just asking. If a new manager comes in, and in their first 15 league games, you're seeing the same, the players can't pass the ball and the mistakes, what are we going to say? Do we think it will change? I'm just asking the questions. And Forest have absolutely deserved this. They've been superior to us. Embarrassingly, they've been superior to us. I think the manager's got this wrong. The players have got this wrong. This is just a disgusting performance. By the way, guys, I think Sean's going live tonight at 7:30. I'm actually at a friend's birthday, so I'm not about tonight. I think Sean might be. So if he is, please support him. Kudus has come off for Brennan Johnson. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's been embarrassing, hasn't it? I mean, pressure's going to be on him, right? Fans are going to want him out after this. The pressure's going to be on him. I mean, even from a physical side of things, we just look so off the pace, don't we? Forget the football, like physicality. We just look so off the pace, like second to every ball. Paulinho looks like he's the only one in there with any muscle. Like everyone else just looks like a timid little kid. Even the ones that aren't kids. Listen, as I said, if he has many results like this, he's going to get the sack. It doesn't matter who wants him in or not. Us fans aren't going to be the determination of whether he gets sacked or not. But if a new manager comes in, just back them in January, please, Spurs, for the love of God. For the love of God, just Aston Villa have scored away at West Ham. Bloody good team, Aston Villa. Yeah, but I think you've got to remember that the Bentancur new contract was probably to retain his value so that they could probably sell to Turkey or somewhere like that. I just don't even know who would come in. I don't even know who would come in. Because the manager's not got this right, but the players are still going to be the same players. I don't know. Again, Soul Sniper, do you know what? I could say my name is Savva and you would say something. You're just being nasty again. You keep doing this. Everything I say you disagree with. Doesn't matter. Everything I say you disagree with. It's pointless me even being here, isn't it? I don't even know. I don't even know who would come in at this stage. There's the next question, isn't it? I don't even know who would come in at this stage. I just don't know. Like, I don't know. No, mate, everything I say, you say the opposite. You've done it all show. If I say something about Gray, you go, yeah, what about Kudus? Like, oh my God, I've said Kudus has been crap, but you push it and push it and push it. I genuinely don't know who would come in. If you sacked the guy tonight, I genuinely don't know who would come in. And I don't know what would their measurement be? What would we judge them against? I genuinely don't know. I don't. I just don't know. And there's Pedro Porro getting a yellow card for a foul on Nico Williams. He's lost his head now. It was such a good opportunity to kick on from the last 10 days, wasn't it? Such a good opportunity. And I can take losing games, but this has just been no fight, no energy, no. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I genuinely don't know what to say. Look, as I said, I mean, Cotters, I really like Xavi Hernandez as a manager. Again, as I said, if you bring in Xavi, you've got to go and buy loads of players that can play ball, right? You've got to go and bring in loads of players that are ball-playing midfielders and wingers, right? Like, we haven't got that. So I'm all for it. You could bring him in, but you're right. This is the problem. The manager, the players, the ball. I just think there's just so much crap flying around right now. I don't know what to say. I think I'm kind of there. Like, who cares? I'm not going to sit here and say blame the manager. Mate, everyone. I don't know why it always has to be either or. I think this is on everyone. I think he's got it terribly wrong today. The players have lacked fight today. The players can't pass today. I don't know. I don't really blame subs because the players that are coming on don't really do anything for me. I don't know, mate. I genuinely don't know what to say. I genuinely don't know what we do. Like, which Spurs are we going to see against Liverpool? Are we going to see the Spurs from the last couple of games, or are we going to see this Spurs? Oh, Bergvall, that is horrendous. They're going to get a fourth soon. Yeah, the fans are going to go mad. I don't know where we go from here. I don't know. I don't know where we go from here. I don't. Told you, he's not a ball. This is what he does all game, every game. Listen, I'm not blaming one player. I'm not blaming a player. We've just looked crap from front. Listen, from back to front, this has been crap. Like I can't even say, well, that player comes out of credit. You know what? Sometimes when you get battered and you can say, well, the keeper had a good game. He kept us in it. I think he's been crap. I think the defence has been awful. The midfield's been shocking. The forward line's been terrible. Frank's got it all very, very wrong. I don't. I remember those fans who thought we were better than Villa. Villa are 11 points above us. Sure, but the problem is, Danny, if we had brought Glasner in, what people would have complained about is that he's pragmatic and that the football's boring. Do you know what I mean? Like, I like Glasner as well. I think he's a good manager. This is why I don't know who we get in. I genuinely don't know. A free kick here to Forest. I genuinely don't know. Free kick, saved by the keeper, but he parried it straight in. Oh, God. I don't know. What's he done? When you say better than every midfielder, I've seen him run into someone and get a yellow card, give the ball away a few times in midfield. He's done nothing the rest haven't done. Let's not pretend. None of them have been good today. I don't know where we go. I genuinely don't know where we go. Like, no fight. Like, where's the fight? I've never seen such bad passing ever. As I said, the noise will grow. As the noise grows, again, I can't think that he's had anything to do, the backup, like their backup keeper. But yeah, and everyone's had a go at Xavi about giving the ball away 100 times. But again, this is the problem. Fans like you don't seem to support the club. You support one player. It's weird. All the players have been dreadful, mate. All the players have been dreadful today. Like, everyone's got to stop thinking it's a witch hunt. All the players have been poor today. Yeah, you're not getting Klopp. Imagine you got Klopp. What players you giving him? But this is the thing. Like, I don't mind Glasner, by the way, but I'm just going by Spurs fans, right? If Glasner came in, I watch Palace. Palace are really difficult to beat, but they don't play good football. Our fans would complain about that. So I genuinely don't know what the answer is. I don't know. We're all so divided on what manager we want, what style we want, what's important to us. I just don't know. But I mean, just when you think we'd started to build some momentum, this. Just when you think we started to build momentum. Here's Gibbs White in a foot race with Xavi Simons, who's come back, defended well. And this I agree with. Yes, we need a fire sale. For me, as I said, I don't care who the manager is. as I said, don't forget, guys, there is no Spurs review tonight. I'm at a friend's birthday. That we will have analysis with some other people after the game. Where is my dog? Sally? As I said, I don't know who everyone wants to bring in. I like just different names, different styles, different ethos. Does Frank get money in the window? Does he not? Does a new manager come? I just don't know. We're a mess. Zedo, but if you say that, you're not allowed to say it, right? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the answer right now. I genuinely don't know the answer for this club right now. I think the whole thing just seems so shambolic. The whole thing just, I don't know what's going on at this football club. I just don't think any of it. I mean, can anyone give me any player that's had a shred of respectability in this game? One. It's certainly looking that way, Trevor. It's certainly looking that way. See, but the thing is, again, when we're talking about top managers, we had a top manager in Jose. We had a top manager in Nuno, in Conte. But if you don't buy what they need in the window, it doesn't really matter what top manager you get in. And that's the point. When we're going, we need a better manager. We need better. If you don't buy the better players, well, I don't know what you do. I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know. Listen, I'm as perplexed as the rest of you. I don't know. I mean, Forest have really put us to the sword here, haven't they? But sure, but De Zerbi's another one. Goes to clubs and blows it up, right? Is volatile. I like De Zerbi. Again, this is my point. Some want De Zerbi, some want Glasner, some want Iriola, some want Xavi. Everyone seems to want a different manager with a different style of play. What would we all be happy with? What would we all be happy with? I don't know if there's an answer. I genuinely don't. I told you, as I said, if the manager goes, the manager goes. That happens in football. But what we will do is we will have a new manager bounce for a few games and everyone will go, see, Frank was shit. And then what will happen is the players will revert back to this and suddenly we'll go, oh, this manager's shit as well. And I don't know. I don't know. We've just looked a mess. I just don't. Elliot Anderson is down, holding his ankle. There's 30 seconds of injury time left. But Ryan, this is what I think. I don't know. I don't think we all know what we want. That's a problem, right? I just don't think we all know what we want. If Frank's not the guy, see, but again, this is someone who doesn't understand coaching. See, you've got to understand coaching. This is the silly comment. If you don't like Frank, you don't like him. But this comment, it hasn't improved any of them. It doesn't happen over 3 or 4 months, mate. It happens over time. Training ground, time. Training ground, time. Yeah, but Villa didn't have a team of children. Villa had some very good players there already. We don't. That's the difference. It's like people say you want Klopp. Cool. What, you think Jurgen Klopp's going to want these footballers? He's going to want to change everything. And these are the two people, Nick, that we've got driving this squad forward in the future. So I genuinely don't know. As I said, Frank can go. The game is over. It's 3-0. As I said, Frank can go. I'm not saying sack him, but Frank can go. All these people that are so intent on point scoring, sure, sack him. Brilliant. Great. What next? What's the plan? I ask this after every time we lose. What's the plan? See, like, admit you're wrong about Frank. Like, admit wrong about what? Sure, sack him. Then what? People like you on the internet with no real name and no photo are so needing, admit what? As I said, this season, I said, is going to be so up and down unless you buy the right players. So sack him, fine. Who are you bringing in? Notice the same people that need to point score can't answer the question. Who are you bringing in? What players are you giving them? How long are you giving them? And why? If people can answer the questions, I'm here for it. But people can't answer the questions. People cannot answer the questions. I'm fine with it. I will say for the millionth time, if I wake up tomorrow and you go, Thomas Frank's been sacked, it'll be like, okay, the circus continues. Right. Who? Who are we bringing in? How long are you giving them? What's the plan? What are we judging them against? Do they have to turn it around like that? What does turning it around mean? Where should they finish? All of these different questions. That's all I ask. And people just go, oh, you love Frank. No. I like Frank as a manager. I think Frank needs massive amounts of time. Do I think he's going to get it at Spurs? No. But as I said, you think bringing in Xavi Hernandez, he's going to look and go, well, who's going to control this game of football for me in midfield? I'm just using him as an example. Xavi Hernandez, a ball-playing football manager, won't be able to play what he wants to play. So, okay, so do we go for a more pragmatic manager? Now, you bring in a Glasner, pragmatic. Fans start going, oh, I don't like this football. This football's boring. We're hard to beat, but it's boring. Okay, cool. So not Glasner, but Iriola. Well, we don't want Iriola. He's only ever done it at Bournemouth, and he hasn't won in like 8 or 9 games or whatever. Like, I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what the answer is. And I don't think any of you do. It's really fun to point score. It's really fun to laugh, right? But what's the answer? What is really, really going to work? What do you know what I mean? Give me the answer of what's going to work, who the right manager is, how many players they need, how long we're going to give them, and then you sack the manager, fine. But if the answer is sack him with no plan in place, 15, 16 days before a transfer window, then we're right back to square one, aren't we? New manager comes in, and we go, don't worry about this window. There hasn't been enough time to prioritize. Okay. So then we have to wait until the summer. Between now and the summer, results don't improve. Well, this manager's got to go as well. I don't know. I don't know how this all changes at Spurs. I don't know. I don't know. I thought it was awful today, James, but I thought they were all awful. But I don't know how what we do. If I was too harsh on Ange, maybe I was too harsh on Ange. Maybe I was. Maybe I have to have a look at myself and go, was it too harsh? But I'm waiting for solutions, and no one can provide them because it's easy to say, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. But I don't see the solution. So again, I ask, right? So again, I ask you this, right? Shim, I've asked. I can't get an answer out of anyone in the chat, Lubo, for this. Fine. Get sacked. Tell me what the answer is and how long you give the next manager, Shim. Because if we're saying it's a results game in the short term, what if you bring in Iriola and in the next 15 games, Iriola loses 6 of those 15 games and Spurs can't pass the football and we're mid-table. Are the fans going to want him out as well? Like, what do you do, Shim? None of you can give an answer. I'm going to ask Lubo. Hello, Lubo. How are you? I know it's a tough day, but how are you? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'm all right. Made the right choice not going today, didn't I?
Sorry?
Jeez, I made the right choice not going today.
Not half. Not half did you make the right choice. I mean, Lubo, look, embarrassing display from position 1 to position 11. I thought they were all absolutely diabolical. I can't single one out for being good. I can't single one out for being shit. I think they were awful. I think Frank got it absolutely wrong. It was terrible. But where do we go from here, Lubo? Like what half the fan base is screaming for Thomas Frank to be sacked. What does it change? What do we do? Who comes in? What go? I don't know what to say.
I think it's more, you go, I mean, take the goals aside, take the goals out. I mean, the third goal was a blockbuster, but then again, Polini stood next to the back four instead of closing down his man on the edge of the box, which was just typical of the, two of the goals were down to us. Graham Vicario for the first. The third goal, as I said, was a hell of a shot. Vicario wasn't going to get anywhere near that. But again, the guys had a free shot edge of the box. Second goal, I think, was, at the end of the day, I'd be interested to hear from any goalkeepers that are on. If Corey's watching, be interesting to know what he would think. Does a goalkeeper set himself up for a cross to be played in for a header on goal? Because for me, that was an overhit cross that went in. The more worrying thing was, forget the goals, was the performance from the first minute to the last minute was just dreadful. We can't pass to our own player. Yeah. And they didn't have to be particularly good. They were better than us in all departments, but they we made them look like Real Madrid because it was just error after error after error. I mean, I haven't even checked the stats. How many times did we give the ball away?
Oh God, this must be some sort of Premier League record in giving the ball away.
It must. For me, don't know. This was the worst. I think this is probably the worst I've seen Spurs this season, and we've had half a dozen really bad performances, but this was just shocking. This was just appalling.
Do you know the thing for me, Lubo? And like I've said this throughout the show, right? As I said, lots of people now. By the way, I've put a poll in the chat, people. It's a nice and simple one. It is, would you sack Frank this week? Now, I know, Lubo, a lot of people, emotions are high. A lot of people want him out anyway. Emotions are high. People are going to want him out. My question is this, Lubo. Is sacking the manager going to change anything? Or is this a famous Luboism? I'm going to call it a Luboism because I like that as a word. Is this the micro v the macro? Is this going to be the case of you can sack the manager, but then in about 2-3 months' time, we're going to be sitting here again going, the squad's not good enough, the results aren't good enough. What do we do? Or will a manager come in and change everything? Because the last thing I'll say, Lubo, from what I'm seeing, yes, the manager's not covering himself in glory, but these players just look so far off what I think the fans want them to be. I just don't know if this is a micro versus macro problem again.
I don't know what we do, to be honest with you.
Agreed.
If we get hammered by Liverpool, he could well go.
Sure.
He could go. He's not getting anything out of the players. I mean, this is again. But the problem is, if you get rid of Frank, who do you bring in? And the players aren't good enough. The players aren't good enough. I had people coming after me the other week on WhatsApp groups because of what I said on the Spurs Fine. But I had reassessed my view of the squad, and I thought we were mid-table, an average. And that's exactly where we are. 1 week we're okay, next week we're not. And that's inconsistency, and that's because the players aren't good enough. And they can give a 7 or 8 1 week and a 4 and a 5, or even mean today a 2 or a 3. And that's the problem. You're not going to get, until you get better players in, and you need so many better players. So many, you know, starting with the goalkeeper. I mean,
Well,
Vicario today, I mean, seriously, I mean, he made a really good save at the start when we let them in right at the beginning. I mean, he's on the ball for the first goal. Gray should never have called for it in the first place. That wasn't his ball to call for. And when he's on the ball, the guy's right up him straight away. You either give it first time or you get caught. But Vicario's got the whole pitch in front of him. He can see he can see Hudson-Odoi tracking Gray. Don't give him the ball. He's made a bad call. Ignore it. Give it back. When I watched the replay of the first goal, when Romero's given it back to Vicario, there's not a Forest shirt anywhere. And he could have given it to Van der Ven, or he could have given it back to Romero. But he held it and held it and held it. And while you hold it, players are closing in, and they're closing us down. And, you know, all of a sudden he gives it to Gray. Gray's been dispossessed. It's 1-0. So between the two of them, they've messed that up. Mm. But that's just one situation out of 90 minutes. I mean, how, you know, we must have given the ball away, what, 30 times, 40 times?
Mate, listen, I lost count of how many times, but can I listen? And as I said, I always reiterate this. Fine, listen, I'm not wedded to a manager, Lubo. If the manager gets sacked, he gets sacked. I don't control that. You don't control that. The fans don't control that, right? Vinay Venkateshan will decide, right, if the manager gets sacked. I'm sitting here saying if he goes, he's going to look at the results and know why he's gone. But here's a really good point from this guy. It said the answer is cultural. Spurs have a poor culture, and Frank isn't strong enough or experienced enough to build it. Now, the problem we've got, Lubo, is I heard that that's what Conte could do, and he couldn't. I heard that that's what Jose does, and Jose couldn't. I heard that Ange would build a culture, and he didn't. What is it deeper than players and manager? What, like, I'm not surprised we see performances that are bad, because I don't rate a lot of the footballers the way other fans do. But something stinks. Something at this club isn't right. And I'm not just saying it's the man. Something does not sit right at this football club. We heard it was Levy. Levy's not there. What's going on? Like, I genuinely don't know where we go from here as a football club. The only thing I can think of is we need time and patience. But this manager's not going to get it. He's not going to get it. He is going to get the sack. Not now, but I think he will.
Next two games, Liverpool and Palace. Not easy. Then Brentford away. Then Sunderland at home. So then you got Villa in the Cup. Oh, sorry, Bournemouth away, then Villa in the Cup. It's a tough run. Yeah. And there's no confidence. I mean, the only player out of all of them that came on that I thought looked semi-decent was Till. Got the ball, held it, gave it, went down the line, forced the corner. That he was the only one, literally, that did the job he should have done. And he was only on for, what, 5 minutes? That was it.
I thought they were all absolutely
just appalling. Just appalling.
It's so funny, right? Because players that even like Kudus today, the worst I've seen Kudus in a Spurs shirt. Right? Worst I've seen him in a Spurs shirt. Kola Mawani today. Do you know what he looked like today, Mawani? Mawani looked like a bloke that had been sent on loan somewhere that didn't want to be there, right? He just looked completely disinterested.
Yeah.
All these little flicks and tricks, couldn't pass a ball. Jed Spence, I thought was atrocious. Pedro Porro, atrocious. Van der Ven, by the way, I thought was atrocious. Vicario, Bentancur, Gray, Bergfowl, Simmons, Richie. I genuinely can't look at that game and go, there's my ray of hope. There's my green shoot.
There was nothing.
Nothing.
Jeff sent me a text before. We could get relegated. Playing like that consistently, we will. I think we'll be fine. I think we will win enough games this season. But the players just aren't good enough.
Mate,
not good enough. There's no movements. you know, there's nothing that there's you know, managers look for positives to take out of every defeat. There wasn't one today. There really wasn't.
My issue isn't who the manager is at this football club anymore. My issue is what's the plan? Like genuinely, Lubo, I can't reiterate this anymore for those at home. Right? Wake up to a new manager, fine, but this is going to keep happening. This is going to keep happening because if we've got a coach that can't do anything within the first 4 months, fine. But then how long's the next manager, Lubo, get? Like, is the next manager going to get 4 months? Is Xavi Hernandez going to come in, just using him for example, Lubo, and be able to make all of these players suddenly be able to pass the ball really crisp and cleanly? He's not, is he? He's not. So what do you... This is... Sorry for the rant, Lubo. This, for me, is... Forget Frank for 1 minute. We'll come back to Frank. This is years of god-awful recruitment, not buying established players, not buying leaders, not buying technical footballers, not replacing players like Kane, not replacing players like Son. This is not replacing Lloris with a suitable player, not replacing Walker, not replacing... This is years and years of neglect. Now, if we want to bring Frank back into the fold and people think he's not good enough, fine. Who is that manager, Lubo, that is good enough with this squad? And to achieve what?
Firstly, you need... Christ, I mean, I've been a supporter of giving Frank time right the way through this season.
Sure.
And I'm looking at that performance yesterday, and I'm just thinking, it doesn't look, you know, you look at today, and there's no improvement. It's as bad as it was last season under Ange. It is. You know, this is what we saw under Postecoglou. We saw just dreadful performances, and this was another one. We've had Bodo. We've had Bodo. We've had Monaco. We've had Bodo, Monaco, Bournemouth, Arsenal, Chelsea, and now this one. Just horrendous. You know, you look at it and you think they've gone to Newcastle. That they didn't play particularly well first half. They battled their way to a good point. They've had 2 decent home wins against very poor, average to poor opposition. But they've got the results, 2 clean sheets, and they come up here. You think they play with a bit of confidence. That's right, Wolves, quite right. Wolves and Fulham, quite right. There's 8, Sav. There's 8 performances now. Wolves, you're quite right. Wolves and Fulham, just reading in the comments. So, I don't know, that's 8 out of 25. That's pretty much the third, isn't it?
But isn't it worrying, though, right, that we saw the players, and welcome, Danny. Isn't it worrying that we saw the players, like, I'm not saying it was a good performance against Newcastle, but graft, battle, fight, like won loads of balls in midfield, like, and then off the back of that, you go, okay, 2 good performances, and you get to the Forest game, and you're like, okay, whether I said I thought that my head says I thought we'd draw, my heart said I thought we'd win, right? But you're thinking, whatever it is, just show the fight, show the passion, show the renewed energy that we've seen in the last few games. And it came out, and this has to be a manager issue and a player issue. They came out so flat, didn't win a single 50-50, scrappy, loose passing from absolutely everybody, slow, lethargic. My worry is, Danny, I'll bring you in. My worry, Danny, with this is, as I've said, if he goes, he goes. Are we going to just see this again with a new manager if he goes? Are we going to see Iriola come in, for example, and he has a new manager bounce for 4 games, and then they're just going to go back to this not giving a shit kind of routine? I don't know, Danny. I'm so disillusioned. We're always disillusioned, Danny. We're always disillusioned, but I'm so disillusioned with everything at this football club. I don't know what to do.
Oh, it's fine, Sav. We'll just sack a manager. We'll just sack him and just Bring Ryan Mason back, and I'll be happy, mate. I'll be happy. That's all I want. I want Ryan Mason permanently sign a 100-year contract, just sorted. Good. That's what the Spurs fans need. They just
Danny,
need 100
Danny,
years.
Danny, what do we do? What do we do? Because we started the season off well. You started off with a really good performance against PSG. We dealt with Burnley well. We went to City, and that performance was superb. And you look at the City performance, and you look at today's performance. How most of them are the same. A lot of them are the same players.
The problem, Lubo, is what I've been saying for a long time, and what you've been saying for 20 odd years, is this club is rotten to the core. It's rotten to the fucking core, right? It's as simple as that. The mentality is football club, right? Just go back to what Harry Kane said. Just go back to what Harry Kane said when he'd left Spurs. His words were, this is Harry Kane, top scorer of Spurs. He said that at Tottenham, it doesn't matter if you don't win. You're not expected to win every game. But when you go to Bayern Munich, you have to win every single game. That is the mentality of our football club. It doesn't matter if we don't win. And until the mentality of the football club changes, nothing can change, right? The manager, doesn't matter who the fucking manager is, doesn't matter who the players are, until the mentality shifts at this club, nothing changes. You could have Pep Guardiola right now, you can have Jose Mourinho, you can have any manager on the planet right now, and not one single manager is going to do better than what we're doing right now. You might win a few more games than what we're doing, but until these fucking players are out of this club, I'm sick of these players, honestly, because I see so many fans in the group chats today, right? Like how people are not blaming the players, right? I'm frozen for a second. Let's not get twisted, right? Every manager makes sorry, I'm gonna stop swearing. Every manager makes mistakes, right? Every manager makes mistakes in every game. You don't get a human in every game that gets everything 100% right every single game, which is what Spurs fans think the manager can do, right? It's delusional, absolute delusional, right? Every top manager will make a mistake in a game, whether that's they didn't start the right player, whether there was a tactical decision, whether there was a substitution was too late. It's just how life is. It's just how football works, right? You can't get everything right every single time. But every single Spurs fan thinks, because he brought on Ben Davies today, right? Yes, we can probably, most of us will agree that it was a bad decision when you're chasing a game, right? But let's be honest, how many managers over the years have made even worse decisions than that? Pochettino in the bloody final of the European Cup. He started Harry Kane, who hadn't played a match for nearly 3 months. So let's not have it that every manager is susceptible to making mistakes, right?
But you know the funny thing,
what I want to
Danny,
say, Fab, also, just before you say something,
quickly,
right?
Danny, I just want to back onto your point, and I'll bring you back in.
Go on.
The thing that makes me laugh about the substitutions is what I've noticed all season. Whatever substitution this guy makes, I'm not saying he got it right. I'm not saying he got it right. But he's bought on Tell. Oh, he's bought on Brennan. He's shit. Oh, he's bought on Odegaard. He's shit.
Who is he supposed to bring on?
This is the squad.
Right? Who is he supposed to bring on? This is what I'm saying. The Spurs fans, Savva, the Spurs fans are delusional idiots because we have a team full of mid-table championship level players and they expect us to go and challenge a midfield with Anderson and Sangare in the middle. None of our midfielders are better than those two players. None of those midfielders are better than our midfielders. Their midfielders, Anderson and Sangare, I would have over every single one of our midfielders every day of the week. Every day of the week, right? And people sitting here thinking that we're as good in our squad is good enough as Aston Villa. Are you having a laugh? Like, what is people watching?
Danny, this isn't about comparing like for like. This is about a team that came out flat, can't even pass to each other. Hang on one sec. Can't even pass to each other. When you've got the ball, right? Obviously they're defending, right? We kept giving them the ball, so the players like Anderson can only do their stuff
But do you know what the funny thing is, Lubo? Right? It's why I say, because of the mentality at this football club, the players can turn up when they feel like it, and they can turn up for a game whenever they feel like it, and they don't turn up whenever they feel like it, right? Because there's no accountability. There's no accountability for the players when they don't turn up. Because what happens is, but hold on, Lubo. What happens is those players still get paid. I know, but Lubo, those players still get paid. They still go home to their mansions. They still go home to their Ferraris or whatever they've got, and their wives and their families, right? There's no accountability when they perform like that. Because the one thing that we want as Spurs fans is you put the fucking effort in, right? You give it all. It doesn't matter how bad you play. But today, again, the players that were walking around, standing around, doing fuck all, right? They were doing nothing, absolutely nothing, right? How do you expect to go and win in the Premier League match against, because let's have it right? Every single game in the Premier League is tough. Every game in the Premier League, because anyone can beat anyone, right? Because of the physicality, because if you don't, you can have the worst team in the league, right? Look what happened with Arsenal yesterday at Wolves, right? Wolves, bottom of the league in that game. Arsenal played crap. Let's have it right?
But Danny, can I say, for me, listen, look, we can talk about the manager all day long. We know the manager takes the full brunt, right? But
of course. But
I think a lot of this is, again, when you buy cheap, lower level players, young players, we could chuck into that as well. The one thing you don't buy is experience, know-how, composure, nous, tactical ability. You don't buy any of that. And this squad, for me, Danny, has been put together as new manager can come in. He's coming into the same thing. He's coming into these players that don't have that, right?
Yeah.
I always use Aston Villa as an example because Aston Villa don't buy children. Aston Villa have bought well. They've gone and bought physical, powerful athletes all over the park. You look at them, right? Even the sub players that they bought, right? You look, they bought in players like Matty Cash and Digne are actual Premier League experienced fullbacks that do their job every game. They are fullbacks. They like to tackle. They like to get forward. Emi Martinez is a top goalkeeper. Konza, right? Pau Torres. These are men. These are grown men who aren't the sexiest centre-backs in the world, Danny, but they get on with their job. Yuri Tillemans, experienced international Premier League midfielder, right? Yep. Onana, experienced, powerful Premier League midfielder. Kamara, right? John McGinn, men. They've bought men, right? They go and buy Morgan Rogers as the young player, but look at the physicality on Morgan Rogers, Danny, compared to what we buy as kids. We buy kids that run around, look like kids, play like kids. They've bought Morgan Rogers, who is a beast, right? They've gone a striker who scores goals in Ollie Watkins, right? Even players they bring off the bench that aren't amazing. People like Donny Marlon, powerful.
Ollie Watkins, the guy that was coached by
Thomas Frank, right?
Yeah.
Now you look at what we've bought over the years. Look at what we've bought in this last 3 years.
Brenda,
right?
We've got a player called Brenda Johnson.
Midfielders we have bought in the last 3 years are Gray, Bergvall, and Sarr. They're the only midfielders we bought in the last 3 years. Gray, Bergvall, and Sarr. Three kids when we bought them. Sarr's a bit older now. 3 kids when we bought them who need time. We are Tottenham. We don't have that time. You've gone and bought Brennan Johnson from a poor team at the time in Forest at the time. Weak, only got one skill to his locker, right? You bought Xavi Simons, no Premier League experience, no power, no mentality yet, right? We've gone and bought Watchalong as a centre forward who can't control the football. We bought Porro, who is a wing back but playing at right back. Destiny Udogie is a wing back playing at left back. Neither of them are as good as the fans make out, by the way. You bought Vicario, who is so many levels behind what Hugo Lloris was, right? So many levels behind what Hugo Lloris was that it's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's rubbish.
Now, I'm not saying Frank gets away with anything, but if fans think this is a game-to-game issue, this is a issue over years, right? Yeah. And whoever comes in, somebody, I don't care. Guys, I can't stress this enough, and sorry for shouting. I don't care if it's fucking Santa Claus. Whoever comes in to take over this football club, the next manager is going to need 2, 3, 4 years, 8 transfer windows. He's going to need to get out 20 to 25 players, get 20 to 25 players in, and we are going to need to go and buy properly. No more children. No more, we want Jan Diamond from Bayern.
Do you know what as well, Sav?
No. Go and get players with mentality.
If you look at the top clubs,
is shit.
It is shit. If you look at the top clubs, right, they have top players everywhere and 1 or 2 young players that come into the team to play with the top players. What we have is a squad full of average players with 1 or 2 top players, right? And that's the problem. When you've got a squad full of shit, right, and you've got 1 or 2, they're not Cristiano Ronaldo or Harry Kane, right, or Son in their primes, then you're just not going to get bailed out. You're not, because they're not as good as those players. We haven't got anyone in our squad is at the level of a Harry Kane and Son when they were bailing us out of games, right, for about 2 or 3 years when our squad was deteriorated. It had gone so far down the drain, right, but it was them two that were bailing us out, right? If it wasn't for them two, we would have been probably in the mid-table. Like, genuinely, it was so bad.
Well, of course we would. They've saved us. They saved us for years.
Yeah.
For years.
They papered over every crack at Tottenham Hotspur.
Right? And this is what Spurs fans cannot see because they're too stupid to look at the reality of what's in front of them.
Can I ask you, right, when you look at this squad, by the way, in a minute, guys, what I'm going to do is, just so that we can all have one big show and everyone in one place, I'm going to read out the super chats and then we'll all go over to Sean's channel, right? When I look at this squad, when people talk about Spurs, right, we say things like, yeah, we'll just rock up to Forest and win 3-0. I look at the squads and go, but why? Like, what in the years where you had Kane and Son, for example, you'd go, yeah, well, I get it, because Kane will grab you a goal, a brace out of nothing.
Yeah.
When I look at the squad now and people are going, yeah, we'll just rock up to there and win 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. With what players? Which players are these people looking at? We've bought no goal scorers, right? Not one of, hang on, Dan. Hang on. Not one of the forward players we've bought in the last 3, 4, 5 years Kudus isn't a goal scorer. I love him as a player. He's not a goal scorer. Mawani's not a natural goal scorer. Richie's not a natural goal scorer, right? Where are the natural, like, we haven't bought any natural goal scorers. None of our wingers are natural goal scorers. We have this squad, I'm telling you, give this squad to another manager, then we're going to see fans in another 3, 4 months are going to be doing exactly the same thing again. This needs years. This needs years. This isn't about today. This isn't about beating Brentford or battling against Newcastle or being battered by Arsenal. This needs years and years of surgery. And our fans, in the main, don't get it. Our fans are the ones sitting in chat rooms like Swedish Alex going, Bergval's got to start. That's not the answer. This is not the answer. Bergval's, Grays, Johnsons, Sars, Tells, Odebers, Porros, Adogis, these are not good enough. When are we going to get it into our brain? This is what we have bought. When people are going, look at the subs. This is the squad. This is the squad. Who? We're not,
I was saying,
Danny, we're
I was
not.
saying to that
Let me
fraud,
finish
James
my
Flower.
rant. I'm ranting. Right, Danny, we're not hiding a £100 million striker away that's not getting game time. This is the squad. We're bringing on Bergvals and Davises and Tells and Odebers and Johnsons, and we're going, oh, the subs came too late. What the fuck are those subs going to do anyway? What are we... Listen, let me do these super chats. We'll go over to Sean's. I'll send you the link, Danny, to Sean's. Let me do these and we'll go over together.
He sent it to me. Yeah, we'll go.
But we've honestly, as I've said, changed the manager. Until the players change, we are fucked. Let me do some super chats really quickly. Ian JD said, imagine a midfield of Maddison, Simmons, Paulinho and Locatelli. This would transform the way we play. Ian, screaming out for a Locatelli. Everyone who tells... screaming out for a bloke who can put his foot on the ball. I will die on this hill. I will die on this mountain. I will die on the moon that this midfield is shit. I will die on that. Big up to you, my man. Thank you very much.
Can I just say one thing? Could you imagine if Xavi Hernandez came into this club and looked at the midfielders that we had? He'd laugh.
Mate, he wouldn't take it. I'm telling you, he'd be like, what are we doing here? Let me just rattle these off. Keep the dream alive. Said Gray, Bergvall don't get 16, 17 side. Listen, Gray and Bergvall, for me, I feel sorry for them. These boys should be getting 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, or out on loan. They should not be first team starters at Tottenham Hotspur. I feel for them. Archie Gray, no doubt, will turn into a good player in the future. But right now, I watch him every game. He's like a rabbit in headlights in a team that is not performing. It's unfair on these young players. Big up to you. Big up to Ian again, who said, Gray just not ready for the Prem. Listen, I think he needs a loan. Said this a million times. We'll talk about it on Sean's channel. Big up to you. Jordan, very generous. Said, when we are good, we are really good. When we are bad, we are horrifically crap. Just no in between with this squad. Mawani on the left wing speaks volumes about what Frank thinks of Odegaard and Tell. And again, Jordan, we had all summer and didn't buy a left winger. It was absolutely horrendous. Big up to you. Kobe said, we know how this goes. It isn't the manager. Listen, some of it's the manager. Some of it's the players and some of it's the board. There's blame pie to go around. Big up to you, Kobe. Appreciate. We know what's going to happen. Chop Cheese said the answer is proper pros. Gray, Davis, Tell quality. So I guess you're saying you want the opposite to this quality. Listen, I agree. When people say we're Tottenham Hotspur, I've never known a Tottenham team that have players like Ben Davis, Gray, Bergvall, Sarr, Johnson, Tell, Odegaard. I don't remember it. If I've got to go back many years to remember it. Big up to you, my man. Big up to Rain, who said, big up Sav, Spurs and exercising patience right now. Oh, my God. Testing the patience. Absolutely. Big up to you, my man. Big up to Mark Taylor. So for all those YouTubers saying this squad isn't that bad, they can't even pass. Mate, this squad is that bad. I've said this squad is that bad. Now, even if I have to turn around and go, maybe I was harsh on Ange, which I don't think I was, we've seen it for years now. This squad can't pass a football from A to B. Big up to you. No. Super early birds, 5 to go. After the Lord Mayor parade, this was embarrassing. Mate, we had to kick on today after the last 3 games, and we didn't, and we're back to square one. Big up to AJ, who said, hang on, maybe these so-called players might hold another player revolt and complain about the fans booing for some errors last week. Mate, this is the problem. This is the
culture of this club. The culture of this club.
Culture in the club has gone. Big up to you, AJ. Appreciate that. AJ's coming again. So, wow, talking about relegation and saying we should be okay. That tells you where we are. Listen, I think he was being facetious, but we'll be fine. Big up to you, my man. Big up, AJ. Big up, Super Early Birds. A simple answer. No manager on this planet can do anything with this squad. Fact, the kids will need to break open Dad's piggy bank. Mate, they have got to get their fucking hands in their pocket and get top players in. No sentiment. Not, oh, we can't buy this player because he blocks this player. No sentiment. Go and get top footballers. Big up to you. And Jordan, the last one, said the amount of misplaced passes today, even under no pressure, was incredible. We didn't look any better without Paulinho, did we? This is, I said this, I'm going to call Lou out. I said this all these time. Bentancur and Paulinho are the problem. Bentancur, Paulinho the problem. Whenever we play without those two in the middle, we look weak. Expecting good football with players who can't pass 5 yards is stupid. I agree with you. Listen, going to send everyone over to Sean right now. We're joining. Much love. Take care. And as always, come on, you Spurs.